Hello, everyone. Welcome to the completely unannounced Archfiend breakdown of election night 2024. I didn't want to make a big deal about this because I wanted this to be a whole low key thing, and honestly, I'm vamping just till people file in here. I know some people have asked me to do a live show during the whole election night thing here, but I didn't want to make a public display of this other than just popping on and being a surprise to any diehards that are willing to tune in and just go down with the election night here. Thank you, Jason. I am doing very well. Yes, I am wearing the Obama shirt, which is an old school Archfiend shirt, which I'm sure people are going to be like, oh, that's what you wore in that video where you smashed the chairs with a sledgehammer, and a couple other old Archfiend videos. But yes, there's my home county that I grew up in on the news right now, Burlington County. They're extending voting times, which not really a swing state, but thank you to everyone in my home county where I was born and raised, Burlington, New Jersey. That's on the news right now. Anyway, howdy, Timothy. Daniel Barry Sports Highlights. Yo. Is a third-party vote useless? Not necessarily. Obviously, a third-party vote isn't useless in that if your candidate, those of you who don't know, you get a whole different level of funding if you can get, it's either 3 or 5%. I forget what the exact number is. If you get 3 or 5%, and I want to say it's at a state level, you can get extra funding to hold your campaign again. I'm sorry, you're going way back in my brain into political science classes that were eons ago. But anyways, and another reason why I wanted to do this is I honestly don't think there are many people that are breaking this down live for you that actually have a political science degree, which I do. Those of you who don't know, I graduated from Salisbury University with a major in political science and a minor in history. I got a minor in history because I don't like having fun electives. I like having, I was just too much of a nerd, I guess, and wanted to do more reports every single semester. So yeah, anyways. Obviously, I don't think we're going to know the winner tonight. I'm going to hang with you guys till about midnight or so. But I just want to talk because this is such an important and interesting election on so many levels. But anyway, you saw RFK. You know what? I did not even look to see if RFK was on my ballot. I don't know if was the entire thing in the picture. See, hold on one second, guys, because I'm actually curious now if RFK was on the ballot. Do not. No, RFK was not on the ballot. That is interesting because I know he was trying to get his name off of a lot of swing state ballots, and I wasn't sure if he did get his name off of Pennsylvania. Obviously, he did. But yes, RFK was not on the ballot. The night can't end fast enough. Jacob, it is going to go on for possibly many nights. The only thing that can change this, and honestly, going by the tea leaves that are out there now, is there are some interesting things happening in that, man, the polling might not have been as accurate as we thought, and it might be tipping more towards the favorability of Kamala Harris. I don't want to, because I've talked to people today that are deep into political parties and that I worked with. For those of you who don't know, I was as high as a state director for the Democratic Party. I worked for the election attempt of John Kerry. But I still have some contacts, and all I'll say is a lot of what exit polling has shown so far is that there's a much higher turnout than what they thought was going to show up, and that specifically a lot more younger age females showed up to vote. And that does not lean to good news for Donald Trump, because younger females, especially with abortion being a sticking point here, it just makes it seem like, man, they're showing up to vote for Harris. Anyways, take that as you will. And then again, the sources I contacted obviously are with the Democratic Party. So, draw your own bias there. Anyways, voted the second day of early elections. Very good, Princess Marlena. Smart move. Record amounts. Well, the amounts of people voting in early elections obviously increases every year because there always tends to be more states that allow it, more ways to allow it, and et cetera. And another thing in the tea leaves that also, for those of you that aren't following what's going on in the Philadelphia area here, is Trump is already blasting Philadelphia officials for rigging the election. The fact that he is bringing this up already goes to show that he's planting that seed. He's already planting that seed. Why would he be barking about this already? Like, you haven't even seen the results remotely. This was before polls closed. This was like at 7:00 that the first accusations came out, and the DA for Philadelphia came out and said, "Show us your proof, asshole. Don't be dropping the whole cheating line again." But I think that doesn't speak well for the Trump party, for the Trump campaign, I should say. If he's already having to drop the whole, there's cheating in Philadelphia. Hold on, let me silence my phone, guys. That's gonna be annoying. It's gonna get news alerts all damn night. And hold on, let me get the live feed up here. Live videos. Why is it not showing up? Hold on, guys, while I get things situated here. All right, there we go. I can see the chat better on my phone anyway. Okay. Whoops. Live chat. Anyway, I see everything so far, and I'm like, yeah, it does look like stuff's leaning towards Kamala Harris, but man, I'll believe Trump loses this election when I see it. I won't believe anything till this is over. I'm not by any means counting this guy out and his cold of favorability, for lack of a better term. But anyways, my wife is yelling at coverage. My wife is yelling at coverage in the other room and acting like the world is going to end if the wrong asshole wins this election. Lady, you're 40. Oh. Lady, you're a 44-year-old cat lady from New Jersey. Your life isn't going to change much either way. And very true, Ice Truck Thriller, or CNJ Dev, whatever your last name was. Oh, those of you. Okay, I'll start the story. What? Because we're just gonna have to do just like talking, because we're not gonna find out anything remotely interesting till like at least 10:00. We might find out what one of the swing states is rendered. Those of you that didn't see a community post I made today, I swear to you, may the Eagles not win another game ever if I'm not telling the truth here. 2 Russians came up to my house as canvassers for the Donald Trump campaign. Either they're Russian or they had a Slavic accent that damn sure sounded Russian. And I know a Russian accent sounds like my grandmother was Russian. And I just gave them the whole, oh yes, I'm a proud Russian American, and I placed my vote for the good guys, and the rest of the family voted here as well. They're like, oh, thank you very much. And then in my community post, I said, now Russian your ass off my porch. But I didn't say that. It is very, very interesting that I happen to have canvassers come to my house that are Russian, which just makes you wonder how many Russian citizens or just Russians in America are door knocking, specifically in Pennsylvania, to get out the vote, because there is a very vested interest for Russians specifically to get as many people to vote for Trump as possible. Like, I found that very, very interesting. And we had actual campaign literature. The guy literally had a Trump flag tied around his neck. I wish I was smart enough and fast enough to have like my camera going and just like film these guys walking away out of my driveway. And I'm just like, oh shit, I should have filmed these guys. But it was like seemingly, I guess it was like a husband and wife. But it makes you wonder how many Russians out there are stomping for the Trump campaign. And boy, if that doesn't speak volumes, if that's the truth. Like I said, I can only give you what my individual experience was, but I mean, we might find out in the coming days that, hey, the Russian government and whatever Trump loyalists got together as many Russians as possible that were willing to volunteer. Because again, there is such a vested interest to get Trump in office and cut off aid to Ukraine and basically try and end the war where it is right now and have Russia take as much land that they're already sitting on right now in Ukraine that is not rightfully theirs. But anyway, and the Russians squeeze. I wish I was there. I'm surprised anyone in the Trump camp bothered to canvass. They're usually just online trolls. I could tell you, ice truck throws specifically in my neighborhood. I live in a neighborhood where there is literally 0 Kamala Harris signs, like not one. But there is at least, out of like the 50 houses that are in my development, I'd say at least 30 of them have Trump signage. Not one Kamala Harris. If that speaks volumes about the type of area I live in out here. But just hearing like the parents talk at the bus stop and the anti-LGBTQ stuff, the nonsense, like, oh, I can't believe they're teaching our kids gay shit in school. Like, oh God. Anyway, that's like the type of neighborhood I live in out here. Anyway, let me focus back on you guys here. Putin rubbing his hands like Birdman. Yeah. You know, it's weird. I didn't see anyone knock on my door saying vote this election. Well, are you in a swing state? Because I can tell you right now, if you're not in a swing state, and I can guarantee you the majority of resources in any sort of canvassing effort was placed in Pennsylvania for both candidates. It just makes the most sense because it's Trump specifically. Harris can win, has a more viable chance of winning if she get Pennsylvania, but Trump, I don't see how Trump wins without Pennsylvania. Like, he has to completely defy the logic and the polling of all the other swing states or most of the other swing states. But yeah. I'm just watching stuff here, see if there's nothing too surprising in yet. Like I said, about 10 o'clock, we might get something like a decision on Georgia or Michigan. I wish there would be better ways to get and this is what's going to hold up the election, to get the count for all these mail-in ballots. Because a state like Pennsylvania that got presumably over a million of the citizens in the state to vote via mail-in ballots, they can't crack the seal on any of those ballots until this morning at 7 a.m. when the official election day started. Now, granted, those you don't know, I actually worked a mail-in ballot campaign in New Mexico, and it was the same deal where the ballots weren't cracked open until election day started. And basically in an accounting office where the different districts would have the ballots for that district, and the workers that were cracking open the ballots and whatever were all in the separate buildings. Like I worked in the Bernalillo County, which is where Albuquerque is in New Mexico. We wouldn't mingle with any of the other sections. There's 3 voting. I've called 4 fingers. There's 3 voting districts in New Mexico. It may have changed since the John Kerry campaign, but anyway, we wouldn't be able to mingle with any of the other districts. You had to stay there. If you had to leave, you were gone. Like, you can't come back and, help count more ballots. But the thing is we knew how many ballots, and I was given a budget to staff the amount of people based on the number of ballots. So this could be done by the end of the election day. I'd imagine there's a similar type protocol because it's not like you're going to get a ton more ballots in. Now, you can get ballots in after the election as long as those postmarks, because there's stuff that gets lost in the mail and stuff shows up later than expected. But if it has a postmark before the election day, then yeah, that ballot absolutely counts. So you're going to get scraggling counts like that. But in a state like, for instance, Michigan, they were allowed to start counting these ballots a week ago so that you're not inundated with several 100,000 more to do on election night. And a state like Pennsylvania, they're only allowed to do it on election day itself. So yeah, I don't know the staffing protocol for Pennsylvania, but if they ran it like what the operation that I was in charge of in New Mexico, where it's like, okay, I have this many tens of thousands of ballots. I need the average person. We actually did dry runs where we would take a sample of just 10 individuals, how long it took them to open the envelope, tabulate it, correlate it in the pile, et cetera, et cetera. And we did dry runs to see how many, it was like 100 votes could get processed. And then you base your staffing from there, which I was in charge of that whole operation. And, I would hope that a state like Pennsylvania has a similar operation. I don't know why they wouldn't. Like if New Mexico has their shit together with a plan like that, or maybe I'm just that damn because I put that whole plan together and no one else is that smart. But anyways, as it were, this is what's going to hold it up because they keep saying like, oh, they're not going to have those Pennsylvania votes counted. And the thing that I hate about this is if there's a significant number of mail-in ballots that aren't counted, you're going to see an election result by like 10, 11 o'clock in Pennsylvania where it is so heavily tipped towards Donald Trump. Like it could hit midnight and it could look like Donald Trump's winning Pennsylvania by 5 to 7 points. Like I won't be surprised, but there could be several 100,000 mail-in ballots that haven't been counted yet. And the number of mail-in ballots, even going into this week, was like 60 to 70% Democratic voters, Democrat registered voters versus Republicans. So, of course, the majority of those mail-in ballots are going to be heavily for Kamala Harris. So it's going to – I hate that because it gives the people – they're going to be like, oh, it's rigged. Oh, I went to bed at midnight, and then all of a sudden I woke up and Kamala Harris won Pennsylvania by 2%. How did that happen? It's like, well – that's how the mail-in ballot percentages work. And it gives people that want to believe this election is rigged fuel to their fire, fuel to just believe whatever Trump's saying about, oh, see, it was rigged. I remember when I was talking about rigging in Philadelphia. And sure enough, what happened? Oh, yeah, the percentage swung really deep for Kamala Harris all of a sudden magically. But anyways, yeah, like I said, I'm just trying to vamp until we get some actual interesting results here, and just try to explain things. Like again, I didn't. For those of you that weren't here, like in the very beginning here, I wanted to do this unannounced because I just wanted this to be a thing that my subscribers that are willing to stick along and just hang out with me on a night like this, where people are going to be pulling their hair out and I have no hair left to pull out. That's what this election did to me. I looked like Fabio like 2 months ago. Now it's all gone. Pulled it all out. Anyways, Archibald, is there cool museums in Philly? Yeah. When you come to Philly, go see the Muter Museum. Don't look up what it is. Just come to Philly and just tell the cab or punch in your phone the directions. Don't look into it. Go to the Muter Museum. If someone's going to Google it, so I'll just say what it is. The Muter Museum in Philadelphia is a museum of medical oddities. Like they have I forget, like it's like a impacted colon that's like 100 pounds, and just like it's like things like that, or like a big grotesque benign tumor that was operated off of someone, and shows you what, like, you know, blackened tar cancerous lungs look like and stuff like that. It's all genuine stuff. It's fascinating as hell, but you'll probably throw up. But anyways, it's probably one of the more unique museums that you're going to see in a major city. Anyways, Philadelphia, home of the Mummers and the Muir Museum. Come on, come all. Hey, let's give a round of applause here real quick. Florida isn't going to screw up this election. Way to go, Florida. Thank you for not being a screw up in this election. Thank you. We're Philadelphia. Florida isn't going to mess things up. Okay, Austin Roberts, you voted in Montana by mail. Florida called on day one, was a surprise. Yep. Archibald voted for you. Archfiend. Why do I keep saying Archibald? I think someone said Archibald earlier. Anyways, Archfiend voted for Ukraine. I did. MAGA did make me leave the cop. Oh, the GOP. I thought you were a policeman. I was like, the MAGA made you leave being a cop? I was like, that's weird. I could tell you what, man. Ice Truck Thriller CNJ Dev. I'm so curious to see if Trump loses, what happens next. Because someone in the comments to one of my posts earlier said how, like, man, he sure as hell ain't going to run again because he's going to sound as feeble as Joe Biden does now if he's going to run in 4 years from now. Oh, God, I'm sorry. I wanted to bring something else up, but I want to save it. And I said to him, you know what? He might actually want to run even more. Like, if his mind starts slipping and his relative cognition to the spatial relation to the world, he might actually believe that he's more of a demigod than ever and say, like, no, I have to run again. And he might be this feeble mess of a man. And the thing is, there's nothing the Republican Party can do about it. If he is like so senile and wants to run again, they can't stop him, because if they did stop him, he would come out, and trust me, he would never hold his tongue for a second. He would say, that GOP is trying to stop me. Don't you ever support the GOP. They threw me under the bus or whatever. Or even if another candidate comes out of the GOP and beats him fair and square, he's going to tell his loyalists, his cult, whatever you want to call it, to not vote for the GOP. Like, they'll be lucky, and I said this to the person. I said the Republicans will be lucky to win a treasury seat in a city in a little podunk corner of Montana or something. Because if there's one thing about MAGA and the MAGA movement, is his people are loyal. You could say loyal to a fault, but I don't care. Loyalty is loyalty, and Trump has a loyalty that you can't buy, and it is something that the Republican Party can't do anything about. Even if they beat him, that might be one of the worst things. If they get up and come, like if Ron DeSantis or whatever really grows in popularity the next 4 years and takes Trump on and beats him, DeSantis has got to cleanse Trump's asshole so clean with his tongue and pray that he doesn't say to all his MAGA henchmen and henchwomen to abandon the party for screwing him over. Like, the Republican Party is so screwed if Trump wants to run again in 4 years, because he will be older. He will be feeble. There's just no way about it. Another 4 years of life to that man. Oh, forget about it. Anyways, that is something that I think is going to be so fascinating to come out of this, is if Trump loses, what he does 4 years from now, or 3 years from now, because he'd have to start getting his campaign together about 3 years. Oh, Chris Christie, old Tubs of Fun himself there on ABC News. Anyway, but yeah, I think Trump's diet of fast food is going to make him croak. I'm surprised he made it this long. Honestly, I can imagine he's someone that takes advice of doctors to heart much at all. But hey, whatever. He lives life the way he wants to live. I mean, and that's the thing too, is like, if there's any ounce of credit I can give to Trump, is how a filthy rich person would actually want to be president. I'll never understand. Like he had it all. He didn't have half the nation hating him until he was running for president. I mean, he had people despise him. I mean, there's people are going to hate the rich. There's good people are going to hate a guy that has multiple trophy wives and is an adulterer and all this other stuff. But it's like, he was like respected as a guy that kept it real. And, wow, 71% in Fulton County I thought that was a pretty conservative county. Is it not in Georgia? Anyway, where's Christina? Christina, where are you at? Where's Fulton County? Is Fulton County hood or trailers? Anyway, like I don't understand why someone like maybe he just had nothing else that he wanted to do in his life, but like I got literally shot at and wants to be president still. Like, I don't know, that's about all the credit I can give him. Yeah, even my dad, who doesn't talk much politics, mentioned Trump's an idiot for running for president. He could have just enjoyed the riches for the rest of his life. Yeah. I mean, it is bizarre. It is a bizarre thing that he latched onto the Republican Party like strong enough, and like even no one in the party gave him a chance until he actually won. And you saw Paul Ryan like opening the door when he had his first trip into the Hall of Congress. And oh my God, Paul Ryan he like retired the same way you're seeing Mitt Romney retire and Mitch McConnell retire, because they're the old guard of the Republican Party. The old Republican Party is done. Trump and MAGA is the new hip thing. The people like Vivek Ramaswamy, he's another Trump loyalist, and Marjorie Taylor Greene, Trader Green, excuse me. I'm from Texas, F. Mark Cuban. Yeah, well, it's the only billionaire speaking up on behalf of Kamala Harris publicly. I hated Viveki. They say Mark Cuban may run someday. Yeah, I don't know about that. That's a guy who, again, like going back to the whole, like, why would he run thing? Like, he's got such a good life. He's living such a good, happy life. He's got shit happening. Why would he, like, again, like running for president? And that's the thing why you get so few genuinely nice people actually running for president, because like what nice person would want to just volunteer to have half the country hate them? Like this might have been one of the last times you'll see a young, likable guy run for president. I don't care what you thought about Barack Obama. And again, I don't think he was that much of an accomplished president at all. I think he was a very weak president. But he was a nice, likable guy. Asshole is not something I would associate with him. You could say whatever you want about his policies and decisions that you want, but he is an upstanding individual and always seemed to be that. But anyway, okay. The thing I wanted to bring up, that I heard this the other day and I couldn't believe it. It was in, oh gosh, goddamn. Why am I forgetting the guy's name? Oh, the lines on map guy, the guy that does the lines on maps. Why am I forgetting his name? Son of a bitch. I watch all his videos too. Someone's gonna say it. He does a lot of Ukraine content, specifically lines on maps. Oh my God. It's so hard because you can't picture a name to his face because he never shows his face on camera. Oh God, I'm sorry. I gotta look him up because I have to plug him. But he brought this up in a video, and I could not believe it. Try to save the lines on maps. It brings him up. Yep, William Spaniel. William Spaniel. He brought this up in one of his videos, and I couldn't believe this. Let's see if you guys actually know about this. Bill Clinton right now is younger than both Donald Trump and Joe Biden are today. I heard that and I was like, wait, is that true? And I looked it up. I was like, oh my God, it is. Bill Clinton right now is younger than both Joe Biden and Donald Trump today. Like, does that surprise anyone? Because I don't know. That like really surprised me because I'm like, damn, how old was he when he ran for office? I was like, oh my God, he was in his 40s. I forget, he was like 44 or something, like younger than like what Tom Brady is right now. Exactly. WTF, really? What? I know that's the exact response I had. I was like, I couldn't believe that. I was like, wow. Because it's like you think of like, could Bill Clinton run today? Like, absolutely not. He's way too old. But it's like, well, he's actually younger than the guy who's running for the Republican Party and the current sitting president. That's kind of crazy. Yes, I know. I thought that too. And then I saw that it was in, I want to say William Spaniel's last video. Yeah, it was his last video. You were born in 1988. Jesus, I thought he was older when he was in office. Nope. And so I couldn't believe that. I did like a double take. I was like, no, there's no way. I was like, William Spaniel researches his videos. How can he say something that stupid? And I was like, oh my God, he's right. I think the thing of it too is he's not aging well, Bill Clinton. And his speech is really dropping out. Like his voice is like just really raspy and hard to understand. I mean, he seems to still have his like senses about him, especially a lot more than Joe Biden. But yeah, he looks like such an old ass man. And yeah, I guess that is true too. The horror of one is he did always look a bit older because again, let me see here. How old was Bill Clinton when he first got elected to be president? Try to see his exact age. 46 years old. So that's insane. I heard that and I was just like, no way. Yes way. All right. Oh boy, Kamala Harris, 64% in Pennsylvania, 34% for Trump. It's over. She won. Good night, guys. Anyway, what percentage? 38. Oh, that's North Carolina, 38%. I missed what Pennsylvania percentage was in. Georgia, 66% of the vote in. Wow. They are counting those mail-in ballots like nobody's business, fast as hell. That's pretty good. 52% for Donald Trump in Georgia. I think that's a little concerning. 2/3 of the vote. Donald Trump won Texas. Speaking of Texas, how about them carpenters in the carpenter union? Anyway, how about the Cowboys? Dak Prescott won't be playing in the game. Anyway, enough of the football talk. Just suck the Dak Prescott getting injured. Just suck the life out of that Eagles game now. But anyway, Trump up in Virginia. Wow. I had him win in Virginia. That's not that much of a surprise. In New Mexico, why are they showing New Mexico? It didn't even close yet. Anyway. Oh no, it's 154 electoral votes for Trump to 27 for Harris. Uh-oh, it's over. All right. elections make me have anxiety. Jerry Jones for cognitive decline test 2024. Let's play a game. Is Jerry Jones older than Joe Biden? I don't know the answer to this. I know Joe Biden's age. I don't know Jerry Jones' age. I know Jerry Jones just had oh wait, I want to say, yeah, never mind. Because they said it was his 80th birthday when the Cowboys got decimated by the Lions. So Jerry Jones is actually younger than Joe Biden. Sorry, ruined that. Did your ballot have any interesting? Not one referendum. Not one. I did first time ever on a general election that I saw a ballot that didn't have one single referendum on it. It's crazy. Like how could nothing come up for a referendum, even like state senate or anything? Like I found that bizarre. It was just state senate, president, obviously, and nothing else beyond state representatives. We appreciate the mention as long as you are thinking about us. Well, that's the thing. MVE is, I think that's what Jerry Jones thinks about too, is he has the most attention-grabbing, wealthiest franchise in sports. And at the end of the night, he sleeps on a multi-billion-dollar franchise, and he's got his 3 rings that he was like 65 back when the Cowboys won those 50 years ago. Okay. I wish I could talk a little bit more about Senate races and Senate seats. I have not been following that closely. If there's a chance of that flipping, staying the same. The fact that I haven't heard anything about it, I think, speaks to the fact that it's not going to change. And I can't stand that late. If you're watching ABC News, that I can't think of the Donna, the black lady with the gray hair. She sucked Joe Biden's ass so hard. That's the second ass clean reference I've made tonight. Joe Biden's ass so hard after that debacle of debate he had with Trump, saying, like, I think Joe Biden was firm and he was representing this cause and he did a great job. It's like, oh my God, this is the dumb shit that goes on that makes Joe Biden think he should stay in office and run for another election. It's sycophant idiots like that. It's like, God, just call a spade and say Joe has no business running for a second term. But anyway, Joy Reid, is that her name? I thought it was Donna something. Do I like boxing, Arch? I did like boxing. I just am not following boxing much at all anymore. I used to back in the day. I still stand firm on Mike Tyson would have beat Muhammad Ali within 2 minutes, would have knocked him out so bad. He would have, oh my God, he would have given, okay. Oh my God, I almost said some bad stuff there. I was going to say, he wouldn't have an adult onset something. He'd have an immediate onset something. You could fill in the, whatever there. Anyway. All right, hold on. I'm trying to look at it. North Carolina, 41% in. That's the state where I was interested to see if how accurate the polling was there. I thought that was one of the battleground states where I'm just like, I wouldn't be surprised if Kamala Harris actually won that. I don't know how true. I mean, I know it's south of the Mason-Dixon line and all that, and that's, Trump territory. Gee, she might not win a single Confederate state, former Confederate state, excuse me. But anyways, she might not win a Confederate state. Anyway. Oh, well, there's Georgia. She might win Georgia. That was a Confederate state. State that started out as a penal colony for America that the English brought their prisoners over. True story, actually. The English used to, and I think a lot of other European nations used to bring their prisoners over and store them in Georgia. All right. So I'm trying to absorb some of the information now because you're starting to get to some interesting turnout results here. Yeah. Okay. It was a great B-Day gift for Philly fans. Yes, it was. Horror one. The talking about the Lions being the Cowboys in Dallas. Fun fact: the Philadelphia Eagles' current win streak is more wins than the Dallas Cowboys have had this entire season. Look, even Barack Obama's going, What the hell? What is this guy in ABC sitting in front of? What the? He's in Virginia, is he not? Okay, yeah, I get it. He's like in front of like hurricane footage, but like, I don't know. That's kind of weird to be doing that for like election night coverage. Like, I get that it's something that's going to influence voting, but like, I don't know. It seems bizarre. And it's not that immediate of a tragedy to whatever. They're free to shoot in front of whatever wreckage they want. I don't know. It would be kind of like if, like, in Pennsylvania, there's a correspondent in Pennsylvania in front of like the area where Trump got shot at. It'd be like, that's kind of a bizarre place to have your correspondent, wouldn't you think? But anyway, I don't know. Whatever. Yeah, whatever. McGregor is your favorite boxer. Cowboys getting clowned this season. I actually want them to win like 2 or 3 more games just to completely F up their chances of getting a top 10 draft pick or get a 10th pick at best, which I think they actually will. I mean, they still got to play the Giants again on Thanksgiving. I mean, Giants, well, Dak won't be playing. So, I mean, there's a chance. Oh, actually, no, maybe Dak will be back by then. He said Dak might only be about 2 to 3 weeks. So that runs in. And yeah, Thanksgiving's late this year because of just the way Thursdays fall. Anyway, you're given the attention he wants and wants. We started boycotting the training camps, etc., to give him the message. But you probably want him to keep doing what he's doing, huh? Yes, exactly. That's the only way Jerry Jones will change his mind is if you hit him where he hurts, which is his money and his popularity. What I would love for the first thing to happen, and this would speak volumes, is if the pool reporters that talk to him after games, because if you don't realize this or know this, anyone out there, Jerry Jones is the only owner that makes it a point, the only owner and GM that makes it a point to, before they have all the press conferences with the coach and the quarterback of the team, he waits outside of the room where the press conferences are and gives a conference to the pool reporters before the main press conference begins, because he has to have the first word. He's such a narcissist that he has to have the first word. What I would love for the first step in ignoring Jerry Jones is if all those poll reporters just ignored him. Just for that beginning thing, just said, no, we're going in to talk to McCarthy and Prescott and anyone else that's a part of the actual press conference. We're done doing this whole pregame press conference shit with you because you're the only owner and GM that has to do that dumb shit. I don't even know why that flies in Dallas and why fans have put up with that for so long. It's just such a narcissistic, egotistical thing to do. And again, like, he doesn't care. He packs Jerry World every week. So I wish it would start. I wish like the reporters, but see, that's the thing is like, what reporters are going to be the ones to start doing that? Like, there's always going to be one or two that are going to be like, oh, hell no, I want to get publicity. I want to be one of the few people that get Jerry's first words out there to my station, etc. This thing, like stuff like that's never going to happen. I wish it would, but it's not going to happen. But yeah, that's ideally, that's why I would like to be a big first step, because not selling out Jerry World, I mean, the away team's fans are still just going to come and pack the stadium. But anyway, enough of the football talk. Back to politics. Back to politics as usual. Coming in on the Archfiend trashing Jerry Jones for a political video is the most Archfiend thing that could happen. Yeah, damn right. Anyways, once again, welcome to those of you that weren't here before. I was doing this unannounced. I didn't want to say anything to anyone. Didn't want to make this a big deal. I want this to be a treat for my fans, especially to the loyal fans that have stuck with me for so many years. I've been on this website for, 19 years now? 2009? Let's do the math there. So it's 2024. So I started in 2009. Let me see here. Let me see exactly when I don't want to sell myself short here. When did the Archfiend start his channel? Let me go to the About section. I joined 2006. I was selling myself short. Okay, so let's do the math here, people. So 2006, and the year is now 2024. So 24 and 6. 6 to the power of 2 is 36. So 36 and 24, you average that together, and you get a total of what is 75 years that I've been here. Most people think that I can't do math, but I proved without a shadow of a doubt that I can. 75 years I've been here. 18, 15, way wrong. Guys aren't even close. Was it? Your first video was a roller coaster ride, I think. Was it Six Flags? Yes. The name of that roller coaster was, let's see who gets it first. What was the name? I'll give you a clue. That roller coaster doesn't exist anymore at Six Flags Great Adventure. We'll see if anyone gets the name of that roller coaster. That's your Archfiend trivia for this evening. But anyways, I want to do this video, especially to the people that it blows my mind that I even get 1,000 views still on a video for, how many people are going strong on this website over 15 years? And the fact that I've held any semblance of an audience. It was Rolling Thunder, Eterno. Yes, you are correct. It just blows my mind. And again, I wanted to do this as a treat. There's not many, I don't feel there's many people out there that actually have a political science degree that are willing to sit through the night here. But again, I'm going to give you a couple hours of my time because I don't think this election is going to be decided tonight. But unless some interesting things happen in swing states or maybe there's a state that wasn't a swing state that goes the wrong way and the polling was just completely wrong. And those of you who weren't here earlier, I talked about how 2 Russians, presumably the husband and wife, came to my house today asking me to vote for Donald Trump. Take of that what you will and wonder how many Russians there are out there knocking on doors today, specifically in the state of Pennsylvania. Okay, Iowa, Kansas. I like how they have like the projected winner and like you look at the results and some of the states like the person's trailing, but it's like such a deep blue or red state that they give it to the person anyway. But anyway, first video I saw was your Square Enix, or LOL. Oh, the Square Enix, right? Yep. Always had relatable takes, stuck it to the cringy YouTubers of the late aughts. Yes. I've been watching you for years, dog. I used to love you in UTF 1127. I'm glad you are still doing your thing. I hate the Eagles because I'm a Giants fan, but you're awesome. Well, thank you, Eterno. Thank you for sticking around for as many years as you have. For some reason, the most vivid memories I have of your videos involved your old garden and AdSense talk. Oh, garden. Bear with me. I'm trying to read very small print here. I was like 11, 12 watching you. I'm 26 now. Oh my goodness. I helped shaped your teenage life. Oh my gosh. You must be a millionaire. Oh, and peanut butter. Yes, the peanut butter video. That was one of my favorites. I think the first video of yours I watched, I watched, you made fun of Venom Fang X, the go away paragraph. Oh, yes. Those of you who don't know, Venom Fang X was a very annoying YouTuber who would like flag people's contents. He would curate his comments. You had to leave nothing but positive comments. So I found a way to leave a paragraph where it was he was like a very super Christian channel. He hated atheists, etc. And very annoying. But anyways, I the only time I ever got a comment approved by him was I left positive lines, 6 lines of text that were all positive, and the first one began with G. The second line began with O, and I did a double space. And the next line began with A, next line W, next line A, next line Y, and it made go away. And that was my whole thing. I had to keep it subtle. I didn't want to make it like a curse word because that'd be too obvious. Anyways, and then I uploaded a video showing like, hey, look, I told Venom Fang X to go away. Pwned. Everyone was like, oh my God, Archfiend, you totally pwned him. PWT. Anyways, or PWNT, I guess, if you were back then. Anyway, was the Russians named Boris and the other Natasha? I think they might have been, yes. First video I watched was bashing the iRank gamer Perfect Start. Am I still cool with Undertaker Freak 1127? Yes. He still posts videos from time to time. He's that leftist in Finland. I think this is his name on YouTube. I may be having that wrong. If someone knows the correct name, it was that leftist in Finland. There were Russian agents, Arch. That's the thing too, is like I honestly like I gave him, and again, if you were here earlier, I said to him, oh, I'm a proud Russian American, which is true. I'm a proud Russian American, and we in this household gave a vote for the good guys. And I was like, eat a bag of dicks, you Putin-loving commie asshole. Anyway, but yeah, I didn't, especially in my neighborhood, it's like, oh my gosh, it's just better to just err on the side of, you guys put your damn lawn signs out. You guys sit at the bus stop and talk about your anti-gay propaganda and all that shit. Just leave me alone. I won't throw my politics in your face. You go ahead and spew yours. All right. Michigan. I'll predict we'll know the winner of Michigan by I'll say 10:30. I'll say 10:30. They'll have a decided winner on Michigan. That'll help shape the night. Been watching you for over 10 years now. Found you in UTF back in 2012. Never forgot the big drama of Nick Studio 10. Yeah, that was probably, if I had to say like a favorite drama to be a part of, it would probably be the Nick Studio 10. Just because of like how right I felt I was and how things carried out, and they ended up just being disgracefully shunned into the nether realm. And they just sit there going like, damn, that Archfiend guy's laughing at us because now we're absolutely nothing. Ha ha ha. Eat a bag of dicks with Boris and Natasha. Wherever you are, Nick Studio 10. All right. I think my favorite feud of yours was the Hornet's Nest and the Cowboys. Oh, Cowboys and their fans. Yep. God, my first Eagles video was the old Don McNabb ukulele game where they lost to the Cowboys for the third time in the season. And the third time was obviously in the playoffs. That's the first time I did a rant video about the Eagles. And that, of course, was before EDP 445 was making content about the Eagles. And I always had to listen to a number of his fans say, oh, you're an EDP copycat. You support a cupcake-loving pedo. Who laughs last? Anyway. All right. Nothing. Oh, Mike Johnson, our Speaker of the House, won his district in Louisiana by like 6 trillion%. All right. Edward Creep. I don't know what we're talking. Oh, do people recognize you on the streets of Philly as the Eagles fan guy on YouTube? Yes, I've been noticed several times as the Eagles fan on YouTube. I stopped making Eagles videos for a while, especially when my son was born, because I just didn't have time to devote to that Eagles life anymore, and listen to it as much as sports talk radio and watch as many football games as I did on Sundays. But I was donating blood at the gym I belonged to at the time, and the guy that was prepping me for the blood donation, he's like, you're that Archfiend guy that does the Eagles videos. And I was like, holy shit. I got recognized by some random guy that's prepping me for a blood donation. And that was the year that I started making videos again. I remember saying at the beginning of the season, I was like, wow, I actually have people in this city that actually know me. There's a guy that works at the local grocery store that noticed who I was. There's a guy that ran into me when I was at a Dick's Sporting Goods that knew who I was. And I'm like, Jesus. Like, I never, like, in any sort of perceptive looking into YouTube at any point when I was making videos, say like I'm going to get to the point where I'm actually noticed by people for who I am, like on the street. And the fact that it's happened a bit is shocking, because I always consider myself to be very small time on this website, never consider myself to be any sort of a big deal, and never try to get a big head from things. I know that I shook the foundation of people, like getting like Shane Dawson or iJustine to comment on my videos or my channel and stuff like that, and being like, bitch, I got your attention. Just getting things like that. I was just like, wow, I can't believe that happened, but check mark for me. I won. Anyway. So yeah, I don't even know where I left off there. Local legend Archfiend, far from a legend. EDP fumbling his fame for a cupcake is both sad and hilarious. Indeed it is. All right. Harris only has 34 votes the electoral votes to Trump's 162. Oh boy, it's over. It's over. And again, like this is like the type of shit too that says like, oh, it's rigged. They saw they were losing big, so all of a sudden votes started appearing in states. I hate this, just for the uneducated and for people that, again, no matter what Trump loses, it's going to be because it's rigged. But I'll tell you what, this is the one thing that I want to happen too, is I want Mitch McConnell, everyone else, anyone else that is a name. I mean, obviously Mike Johnson isn't going to do it because he sucks the big dumpster bag full of whats that I referenced earlier. But anyway, everyone in the Republican Party that has an ounce of a backbone and honestly doesn't feel that this election was rigged, unless it was actually rigged, and unless there's insurmountable proof that shows it's rigged. Just saying it's rigged the night of the election, oh my God, the night of the election, where's my mind? The night of the election doesn't, I mean, that girl is pretty cute behind him. Okay. Anyway, like saying that it's rigged the night of the election when you can't possibly have that much proof to throw that claim out there yet doesn't make it so. So I want so many of the Republicans to at least come out and say, look, we're willing to accept that this election is rigged when we see proof. Until then, shut your goddamn mouth up and let democracy take its course, you orange-skinned cunt. I want that to be just the echoing message if Donald Trump is shown as the loser in this election. And it's pretty much what Mitch McConnell said in that speech that he gave the night after the January 6th insurrection, whatever you want to call it, where he said, look, I'm all willing to stand up on behalf of my party and someone that we elect in our party. I'm paraphrasing what he's saying, but the proof just isn't there. I need to see actual proof before I can say that my guy got screwed out of a spot as the president. But anyways, if Trump loses and it seems to be fair and square, and Donald Trump's MAGA movement, the Republican Party to save itself and the GOP to regain any ounce of semblance that it had before MAGA became a thing, they got to grow a spine. They got to say, Marjorie, Mike Johnson, shut your goddamn mouths. There was no cheating. Until we see there's cheating, there was no cheating. It was just democracy. Did we hear Hillary and her campaign saying that we cheated because it was a close election? Did we hear Al Gore saying we cheated because there was a close election? My God, the Democrats could have pulled that card twice and they didn't. Shut up. You guys look like crybabies in the MAGA camp. Anyway. Electile dysfunction, yes. Oh boy, bomb threats closed 2 polling locations in Pennsylvania. It's just breaking on the news right now. West Goshen, Pennsylvania, which that's more of a Trump area, honestly. Anyway. And what's up with this fools in Oregon that it was either one or multiple guys that sent incendiary devices in the little booths that you drop your mail-in ballot in? It's like you're not even doing it in a swing state. Like, you're doing it wrong. Not that you should do that to begin with. Another thing I found out is these things have fire suppression systems in them. Like, I didn't realize they took it that far. And there's like 4 of the mail-in ballot receptacles had the devices put in them, and 2 of them were suppressed by the fire suppression system. Okay. Did something else close? All right, 26% in Pennsylvania. 55% for Kamala. I'll tell you what, I haven't heard or seen Tim Walz in at least like 10 days. It's Lieutenant Governor in Delaware. It's gay versus king. Oh, man, juvenile humor will always... Okay. All right. Here's something for you. This goes along. I'll try and hit you with all the random political nonsense. And for those of you that weren't here earlier, I brought up a little factoid here that was in a William Spaniel video that I couldn't believe. No, I'll repeat this again for you. Bill Clinton today is younger than both Donald Trump and Joe Biden. Like, think about that. So anyways, other factoid. When women first got the right to vote in this country, it was between 2 presidential candidates. All right. The women just got the right to vote. The first president that they had to vote for, they had to pick between Harding and Cox. Boy, if that can't bring a smile to your face, what can? How apropos is that? Harding versus Cox. It doesn't matter what their first names are. Yeah, you got it right there. Anyways, will I make a run for public office? Absolutely not. I don't want half the people in the area I live in to hate me. Tim, Mr. Magoo Walls. Yeah, he's an interesting character, and it is weird. I thought they were going to force him out there a lot more and make him a bit louder, but I don't know. They seem to kind of just put him more on the back burner than anything else, at least lately, anyway. Archfiend running in the opposition, finding his YouTube channel. Yep. This guy. I say, well, I'm trying to think what would be the most damning thing that they would find on my YouTube channel. They would they'd be like, he rigged the polling for his dog selecting the Super Bowl winner. We have conclusive proof that it was rigged. Oh my God, they would find one of my So the Other Day stories. They'd be like, this guy had a midget that he got from Home Depot, and he referred to him as midget. Oh my gosh, I'm going to vote for this guy? And then like one of my political ads that'd be against me would be a clip from one of my So the Other Day videos. I'm trying to think, oh my gosh, what one of the most damaging things I've said in the So the Other Day video. Or hell, I'm living with the whole narrative that I don't work and that I live off my wife. And I've been living that narrative for years, that I haven't had a job and all that stuff. They'd be like, do you want to vote for a guy that lived off his woman, didn't have a job, begs for money for a television? I almost want to make like a fake political campaign ads, like posting like some of the overtly chauvinistic things I said about not wanting to work and living off a spouse, and I got to do that. If I had an ounce of effort in my soul for my YouTube channel anymore, I would do that. The Jehovah's Witness video. Oh my God, that's a treasure trove of political fodder. Oh boy. Wow. Yeah, that's a good one, Justin. My political opponent would go to town on that video. Holy shit. That is very true. Most damning video would be this. So the Other Day, all of them. Yep. People assume you're bullying people by making fun of them for the internet. Archfiend made Nick Studio 10 get fired. Made teenagers get fired from Nickelodeon. Is this the guy you want as your librarian? I don't know. Not that librarians are elected to office. Oh man, there is just nothing happening in this goddamn election yet. All the anti-Justin Bieber videos, yep. Well, apparently people will eat you alive for saying something or someone is retard. I can't say that word. I'll get this video blocked. And I got totally bitched at for it. I can understand, and I used to use that word a lot more freely. And as I've grown and matured here in my late 60s, I totally distance myself from that word. Honestly, I don't see the appeal even using it casually anymore. Anyway. All right. I remember you did these video exercises responses to that really hot Slavic lady, and she responded to you. Yes. My God, what was her name? Oh my gosh, I totally forget her name. That was to this day when she did that video response. That was like the biggest subscriber spike I've ever had on YouTube. When Charlie James, yes, I remember before someone pointed it out. That was the name of her channel anyway. I don't know if that was her actually name. But yeah, when Charlie James did the, hi, I'm accepting the Archfiend Commando pull-up challenge. Boy, I wonder if she was Russian. No, I have to despise her. No, but anyway. Yeah, Charlie James. But I don't think. For some reason, I think that was just her channel name and not her actual name. But anyways, Free Bieber and L Diddy. Mind if I give everyone a break in politics to tell you about my new dog? What? You can't call your dog new dog. That's mine. God, what's the deal with your dog? Does he predict football games? If not, no one cares. Anyways, no, go ahead, Scott. Opine about your doggy dog. Chester County, Pennsylvania, 75% for Harris. Yeah, Bucks County, that Harris has almost 60%. That's surprising. That's Bucks and Chester are both suburb counties of Philadelphia. Wow, that's kind of surprising. I wasn't expecting Bucks and Chester to come in that high for Harris so far. Okay, interesting. I found this 6-month-old Staffy. I don't even know what kind of dog Staffy is. Oh, Staffordshire. Okay, yeah. Trying to cross a busy street in my tent. Oh, God. I'm choking at your story. I'm just choking in general. Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry, Scott. Totally started coughing on your story. I walked back 2 blocks to pick her up and looked all over for her owner. Soon found out her owner was giving her away for free on Facebook. My goodness. So my wife and I own her now, and she has been amazingly well behaved. Her name is Jane Autumn. We'll call her Janie. Oh. Janie. What's Janie from? A movie? Isn't there like is Janie someone from Spider-Man or something? Anyways, sorry. Good on you, Scott, for taking the dog. We've housed 2 dogs here from shelters that would have killed them otherwise, and we have fostered a dog here as well and got them an appropriate foster family. So good on you. How did Trump win Wyoming with 0% reporting? I know, it's just they're going by what exit polling is showing and what is expected to come. Like, no one thinks, like, again, the second that polls are closed in California, it's going to be given to Harris. Oh, finally saw something about Congress. Republicans gained 1 seat in Congress, or House of Representatives, excuse me. Congress is both the House of Representatives and Senate. Archfiend, you dumbass. Anyway, Senate, the Republicans gained 1 seat. Hi, long boy. I remember the Muse days, man. Wow. I don't even know if he exists on this website anymore. Hey, Arch, just watch your video on the Miami feats of being bandwagon. I can see how you've calmed down over sports in the last 10 years. I love the vids. Go Birds. Thank you, Cherubic Ben. As a margin of error, as a Democrat. Okay. Were you a fan of Dr. Seuss growing up? No, I do not remember reading too much Dr. Seuss growing up. I mean, obviously you know who he is, and you've seen him the night, not the night before Christmas, The Grinch That Stole Christmas, obviously. Didn't read too much Dr. Seuss growing up. Read a ton to my kids though. Christ, I could write a damn dissertation on Dr. Seuss at this point. All right. 10 o'clock is where something's going to happen. Something interesting is going to happen. We're going to have the first, by 10 to 10:30, we're going to have the first battleground state decided. I'm predicting it's Michigan, and we'll see. Jeb Bush just swept all the states. Total victory. Good job, Jeb. My mom was driving home from her job at G.I. Joe's in the early 80s and saw an older Sheltie. G.I. Joe's? What the hell is G.I. Joe's? Anyway, called the dog and jumped into the car right away. Her name was Lady. The first dog my parents had, was a dog named Brandy, and Brandy Dunn ran away from home and never came back. And if you want to call it coincidentally enough, my first girlfriend ever was named Brandy. And boy, did she run away, never came back. No. She actually came back into my life years later. All right. Yeah, still nothing interesting happening, guys. I'd say North Carolina gets called first. Yeah, probably. The way it's looking, actually, yes, probably. I was going to say the chance that Kamala Harris looked like she had there is really, really slipping away. Have you heard anything about the Review Tech USA situation? At one point, I think his channel got deleted or he deleted it. That's all I know. Because I'm subscribed to the Kino Casino guys. I know they make videos about him every now and then, and I saw they did a video, the channel deletion video or something like that. And I listened to the first couple of minutes, and I'm like, yeah, I'm really not up to the lore on this guy to really understand fully what's going on. But I know his channel doesn't exist, or it came back or something. And he did a conference call with Keemstar. And I tried listening to a couple of, there's like 3 videos, listen to 2 of them, and I'm just like, I don't know the lore enough to comprehend this. But yeah, I'm aware stuff and things are happening with him. Skibbity bop dop dop. Yeah, I know that much about him. South Dakota, look at you. It's almost surprising. I'm like, what 30% of people in South Dakota voted for Kamala Harris? Sorry if it looks like I'm pleasuring myself. I'm actually massaging my leg. I went out running this morning, and I was on an uphill portion of my run, and man, I did something nasty to my right calf. So it may look like I'm constantly stroking my schlong, but I'm not, I promise. Or am I? Anyway, just these Polish oats turn me on. Yeah, and I have been like limping on this leg all day. This calf has been, I'm hoping it's just a cramp, because it was, I went running at 6 a.m. this morning, and I was like, holy shit, it's like 65 degrees outside, and it's November, and it's getting to 82 degrees tomorrow. Like, what even is this? I guess this is the weather portion of the video. Let me just go ahead and talk about the drought. 2 Mondays ago, we passed the record in Philadelphia for longest amount of time with zero precipitation. It has not rained since September in Philadelphia. I don't know if people realize like what a drought we're having here. And they already said in the news, get ready because your Christmas tree prices are going to skyrocket here in the tri-state Philadelphia area. But yeah, it hasn't rained since September. And it's bizarre because October, especially in this area, is always known as a cold, drab, dreary time of year. It's usually even like raining during Halloween. And Halloween, it was 80 degrees outside. The hell is going on? God, I'm really going to town on this calf. I mean, my dick. Anyway, it's going to be 79 here in New York tomorrow. I know, like, what the hell? This is nuts. Is because of La Nina or whatever. I don't know what it's part of, and I don't really particularly care. I thought it was all because of the election. I thought, like, they turned on a switch somewhere that said make it good weather, and then after the election be like, aha, back to winter, assholes. Obviously I don't believe there's a switch that controls the weather. Anyways. Yeah, right now I'm in an area that feels like it's the beginning of fall, yet it's November. Is there any, I'm just curious, is there any people here that are, because I have a question. If you're out of America, could you sound off in the chat? I'm curious to see if there's anyone that is not American that is, well, I mean, you might be like someone that came from another country into America, but are you living in another country right now? I'm curious. And if anyone knows this answer, I'd be interested as well. They do need a cough drop, apparently. Jake's dog video got me all choked up. It was so touching. But anyway, just two. Utisaj din rafyem. Kakul du jinuang taisai. Utuai iagonel jidikapasamai. I said in that language, good luck knowing what language I'm speaking. Jinetudug at Jidikusai sai. I tell you I Jinitwaina. Idina Inoan Jinuai sai Utuai. I said the good thing about this is I can say anything and no one knows what I'm saying. See, I'm translating for you guys. I'm a speaker and a translator here for the hearing and visually impaired. Anyways, I want to know, like, and I don't recall it being talked about in any of my classes dealing with political science. Do other countries go to the extent that, I mean, obviously comparative to size, like per capita, like other countries go to the extent where, like, I like, no exaggeration, I must have been sent over 100 different pieces of campaign literature just to my house. And that's not counting for the number of calls that were made to me, the number of text messages, the number of emails, just any sort of like official campaign ordained contacting devices. Like, do they seriously go to this extent? And I know this is a unique circumstance because Pennsylvania is such a vital state to both candidates. But do other countries, do they mail a campaign literature like more than a time or two to individuals in the country? Like, does anyone know the answer to that? Like, I'm curious. Because, like, I like the one thing that I'm looking at as this whole thing is winding down, this whole election, I'm just like, how much effing money was spent on all these ads. Like there's ads during NFL games, which call for a top tier dollar to get a paid advertising spot. All the mailers, all the commercials on the local news and stuff like that. Like the literal hundreds upon hundreds of millions of dollars just for this one election between these two people. Like, what the hell? Like, that's what this country, I mean, I know we're a go big or go home type of country, but damn. And another thing too is like you look at the amount of money that people are willing to donate to people that were like, honestly, Donald Trump and Kamala Harris, one is really not that much better than the other. And yet people will donate thousands upon thousands of dollars. If you're Elon Musk, you'll donate millions of dollars every single day. Like, that's what you give your money to? Something where it's like, this one asshole is worth my money more than this asshole? Like, wow. What about the poor starving kids? Do they get any of your money? Like, it just blows my mind that I know people that will donate money willingly and in very hefty amounts to political campaigns, and I don't know them to donate much money. And granted, maybe they're not bragging about it, maybe they're not talking about it, but man, they brag about their money they send to political campaigns. Anyways, I'm just curious if it's like this in any other country. Like, granted, I know, I mean, a lot of other countries don't have the capital to play around with as, like, you know, a more capital heavy country is America. Like, I'm not saying like, oh, they don't do this in Colombia. Like, of course they don't. The cartel has all the money there. But anyway. All right. Anyway, let me ask some questions I'm ignoring in the chat. Did you hear the Amish are out in numbers? Yeah, I'm sure they are. My OCD and paranoia symptoms always are sky high during election season. Yep. Elon actually benefits from donating millions. He has a lot at stake. I know you said stake, but stake, yeah. I am interested to see, and he's one of the people where I'm just like, man, I don't want to see this clown happy. I've really grown to despise Elon Musk immensely. I don't know why he is in such bed with the Russians. And like, I've even tried to research it. Like, why does Elon, like, I don't know if it's blackmail or what, like what vested interest does he have with this loyalty to Russia? Like, it blows my mind. Why? Like, of all the people to be a sycophant suck up to, it's Vladimir Putin? Like, did he put like one of those collars from like Total Recall where like if you run out of the perimeter and your head explodes? Like, did Putin put those like on your family? Like, did he put them around like the male members of your family's dicks and like he can like make them blow up at any time? Like, what is going on? Anyways, he's one of the people, him and Rudy Giuliani. I want to see them in shambles. I want to see Rudy Giuliani have to end up in, I know Rudy Giuliani's like, stay tuned. You know, there's more to come with this. Like, thinking like Trump's going to come in and be like, Rudy, you get to keep all your possessions because I'm exonerating you. But man, I want to see Rudy Giuliani and Elon in shambles. I want to see them in tears after this election. But if it doesn't happen, whatever, say la vie, assholes end up on top all the time. It's not going to lose sleep over it. We'll be fine. Just have more memes for 4 more years if Trump wins. That's the thing, man. If Trump wins, all these late night talk shows and Jon Stewart's and everything, oh God, they're gonna vociferate on Trump endlessly again. It's gonna be 4 more years of just endless Trump vociferation, and it's like just take the L. Just take the L. Just shut up. Just be like, okay, he won. He's an orange goofball, but guess what? He beat your guy again. just take the L and just shut up. Like that's the one. That's the one thing. If anything can be learned from this, number one is if Trump wins, so many people in the Democratic Party have to be fired. And number two, every pundit and critical person on TV just needs to shut up. Just shut up and take the L and shove it right up their ass. All right, it's about to be 10 o'clock. Stuff and things are going to happen. All right. Oh, Harris is up to 91 electoral votes. Trump's at 162. All right. Harris is probably going to take the lead now with New Jersey. And New York already did get turned off or turned on to blue. Anyway. All right. Harris is up 0.9% in Pennsylvania with how much? 41% in. Okay. Oh my God, these workers at the mail-in ballots in Pennsylvania, they're showing the Philadelphia office. Ooh, Susan Wild. That's my favorite kind of Susan. I'm glad. She's not winning. She's losing to Ryan McKenzie. Ryan McKenzie. I want Susan Wild. Okay. Oh my gosh. I just went to town on my calf. Oh my God. It might fall off. My God, 66 outside still. What is going on? I just noticed the little temperature next to the clock. All right. Anyways, assuming my Dogecoin is spiking is good news for Trump's chances. I heard someone talking about that this morning, that the market indicators were leaning more towards a Republican win when ranked against previous Republicans winning. So read that as you will. Bob Casey for U.S. Senate over Dave McCormick. Connecticut Dave. Those of you that aren't from the Philadelphia area, God, I really should get a cough drop. Dave McCormick's ads were like, he's not even from Philadelphia. He's from a rich area of Connecticut. He's not from here. Don't let Connecticut Dave win. It was just a bunch of smear campaigns like that. Like, I was like, what? Like, this is the town that, Joe Biden's affiliated with Delaware, yet he was from Pennsylvania to have that backwards. Anyway. Anyways, Dave McCormick, don't vote for him. He's from Connecticut. That's what we learned. North Carolina is looking like it's wrapping up for Trump. It looks like it's wrapping up for Trump. So I think whoever said that is right for that being the first swing state that's going to go for one of these candidates. Michigan. I don't know. That's the state that I said was going to be decided first. I'm looking at this now. That's a healthy lead for Harris. Oh, it's only 16% in. Never mind. Wisconsin, 35% vote in, 49 to 48. Harris with the lead there. Okay. All right. It's at 20 cents right now, your Dogecoin. Way to go. Man, what two pieces of gum are we getting from the gumball machine tonight? All right. It's actually crazy how warm the weather has been in October. And that's the thing. Like, it's not like we're just having a warm week here in Philadelphia. I've had multiple times where I had to turn the air conditioner back on in the house. Like, I had to turn the central air back on several times in October just because the upstairs got just too damn hot. And like, I don't think I've turned the air conditioner on but once or twice ever in October. All right. 10 o'clock, guys. Things are going to start getting good here. This is where the fireworks are going to start happening. And boy, one thing I realized this week, and this happened with Trump and his previous campaigns, is, man, the celebrities come out for the Democrats. Like the concerts and stuff. Like, I don't know if I saw one no name. I mean, that comedian from the Kill. Oh God, damn, why am I forgetting the name on YouTube? The Kill Stream, not the Kill Stream, the Kill Larry, whatever. Anyways, that comedian, his Garbage Island joke about Puerto Rico, like that's like the toppest tier caliber candidate. Joe Rogan came out for Trump, yes, but he doesn't really take to the stump. What I'm getting at is like these rallies, like in the battleground states, or just the general rally, like you saw in Madison Square Garden. Like the top tier names are just like, oh, that's it. Wow, not really impressive. But yeah. Let's see. Let me make sure my battery's doing good here. All right, that's fine. Hulk Hogan, yes, that okay. I guess that would be, man. Is there more of a no name that is actually doing campaign stumping for Trump? Like, yes, Joe Rogan came out, but that was just, from his podcast and in Texas. Like, he's not showing up in Philadelphia saying like, time to rally for Trump. Let's get at it. But Hulk Hogan is, because Hulk Hogan has beer to sell. Hulk Hogan might be, I'm trying to think, like, who tells more lies? Hulk Hogan, Donald Trump, or Kamala Harris? Like, who just casually lies more out of the three? I mean, well, I mean, honestly, it's got to be Hulk Hogan, because, like, I can't see Donald Trump or Kamala Harris saying, like, oh, I was actually going to be in this movie about a president years ago. Like, whereas Hulk Hogan saying, like, I was up for the Mickey Rourke part in The Wrestler. And then Darren Aronofsky goes, no, you weren't. I never considered you for a second. I never talked to you about it. What are you talking about, asshole? Like, I can never see, like, Kamala Harris or Donald Trump saying, like, just such an egregious lie like that. But, like, he says it just to say it. Like, he just says lies just so commonly, and just, like, that's the thing that just, like, pisses me off about him. Like, I don't care that he supports Trump. I hated him well before that. Just like the frivolity of his line, just as casually as just saying, like, hi, this is the Archfiend. Like that, like just as simple as saying that. Like, Hulk Hogan's just like, hi, I invented the magnifying glass. Like, granted, do you or I know who invented the magnifying glass? I don't, but he'll say it. Like, and he'll just say it just like, I did. I honestly, like, my grandmother, back when I was 2 years old, she had trouble reading the newspaper. And I realized that, if you took a glass out of the glasses lens and you put it on a little stick and you held it up to papers, you can use it to magnify. Like, that is like, if Hulk Hogan said that, I'd be like, that's on par with the line. Hulk Hogan is the liar. Okay. I've never believed anything Hogan said beyond his injuries. What, you don't believe he tore both biceps slamming Andre the Giant? You don't believe that? You don't believe that Undertaker smashed several vertebrae in his neck when he tombstoned him on a chair at the Survivor Series? Even though when you look at the replay, his head comes nowhere close to even hitting the ground. Like, that's the thing. It's like I remember, like, when OSW reviewed that Survivor Series, and they were like, I think it was OOC said, like, does Hulk Hogan realize that we have instant replay and that we would see the tape back? Like, he has to know, like, his head did not hit the mat during that tombstone, that Undertaker completely protected him. And he said, like, yeah, the Undertaker, he jacked my neck up, compressed 2 discs in the top of my spine, but I still came back to this Tuesday at Texas to get the belt back and rest permanent paralysis. Anyways, yeah, Hulk Hogan, man, he is the lying gift that keeps on giving. He is just like politicians look at him and go, wow, what an incredible liar. Like, he literally would be like in the line Mount Rushmore. He might be there alone. He might be on the only Mount Rushmore that is dedicated to just one person. That's how much of a liar Hulk Hogan is. Okay, this concludes the wrestling portion of tonight's video. All right. Kid Rock performed at the Super Bowl in 2004, and he's for Trump. Well, yes, I know, but like, is he doing campaign stumping for him? That's what I'm getting at. I know Kid Rock goes on the golf course with Trump and does all that, but yeah. Dog. Hulk Hogan probably broke his back lifting Andre the Giant at WrestleMania 3. I heard that when he picked Andre the Giant up, the earth moved down 2 miles because it was such a Herculean feat that has never been accomplished before, even though there's footage of him doing it at the Mets old stadium that I'm forgetting the name of. Why am I forgetting the name of where the Mets played at the shit? Why am I forgetting the name of the New York Mets at... Damn, why am I forgetting the name of one of the most common stadiums in baseball? Shit. Damn it. Someone's going to say it and it's going to piss me off. The Mets play at Shea Stadium. God damn it. God damn it, Aqua. Anyway, yeah, Shea Stadium. I don't know why I couldn't think of that. But yeah, Andre the Giant famously got slammed by Hulk Hogan. And they even went into the Hulk Hogan saying like Andre the Giant was undefeated coming into that match. No, he wasn't. That's a lie. Anyways, Hulk Hogan. Okay. Is it over for us, or should we want to hit the panic button? As for the election tonight? No. I mean, I think honestly, I don't think the country's going to be run much differently with either one of these two. I think they're both equally worthless, honestly. I think, and I think Trump is going to have the same shit with firing this guy and that guy in my in my office because I can't get along with them. This general sucks. He's fired now. He was never competent, even though when I hired him, he's fully competent. But now, he's incompetent. He's a terrible choice. One of the worst generals in the history of our country. Well, why did you elect him to your cabinet in the first place? Listen, no, he was a good, and then he changed. I don't know what happened. He changed. That's the lady. Put her name up. Donna. I was right. Her name's Donna. Donna Brazil. Can't stand her. She's one of the most sycophant suck-ups in the DNC. God, she was one of the biggest praisers of Joe Biden after that debacle of a debate. Anyway, I'm not fear-mongering like last time. No, because, I mean, that's the thing. It's like the one thing that is truly different now that the president can act with a lot more impunity because of that Supreme Court verdict this summer. And Trump doesn't have to. Trump can close the borders with an executive decision and not give two shits about what Congress has to say about it. He can just wake up in the middle of the night and be like, close the border, done. And one of the things, and it's a shame that the Democrats are obviously very more lenient about letting people in on the border. Like, sure, there are some bad that come in with it, but the by far majority are just people that just want to be here and make an earnest living and all that rah-rah shit. But they wouldn't be so willing, the Democrats wouldn't be so willing to let that many people in if it didn't show that the majority of people that get let into the country vote Democratic. If they were shown to be voting in major numbers of Republicans, hell no. Biden would have that order locked up so squeaky clean tight. That is going to be the one major thing that I would see being different between the two. I think the fighting inflation thing is just it's an unwinnable battle. How do you fight inflation? You have to get in capitalism. You have to get multiple companies to say, lower the rates of lower the prices of your products. Okay, you do it first, Coke. No, you do it, Pepsi. No, like I'm using Coke and Pepsi example because it will go across every single commodity. You have to get everyone to lower their rates simultaneously. And who is going to do that? Someone is going to want to be the higher paid product. And again, I know there's always there's Louis Vuitton and then there's your Bobo brands and everything. But man, just the baseline level though, it just doesn't work. The only way you fight it is people make more money. And that's the thing. Like people are like the cost of goods is too high. Well, guess what? The cost of goods ain't coming down. I hate to break it to you. I don't care who you put in office. You can have the biggest MIT educated mastermind of economics, and they ain't gonna level shit off. It's capitalism. Once prices go up, they stay there. Sorry. The market demands it. If people are buying baseline products, they're going to keep buying these baseline products. It's not like something like houses where you got to go through a loan process. You got to have a market, and people will just say I can get a modest accommodation living in a condo instead of a house with 2 acres of land and stuff like that. There's, ways you can get around a living facility and not have a house. Prices like that correlate in capitalism in a different way than baseline. People need bread and milk. Okay. Is every bread and milk company going to drop the prices? Hell no. It just doesn't work like that in capitalism. Anyway, it's my capitalism moment of clarity of the evening. And I love that was like a talk point, like the price of groceries is too high. Guess what? They're staying high. I don't care who you're putting there. Inflation got so high under Biden. Guess what? Inflation got high around the world. How can you say that Biden had something to do with that or would have made it any lesser if he was different-minded, Republican-minded, when you have conservative countries that had just as bad inflation, if not worse? So it's like... It's a world thing right now, and it had to do a lot with the pandemic, and a lot of the world is still recovering from that. That was such an economic shaking of the foundations. Anyway, there's so much bullshit in this where I'm just like, do you really think Kamala Harris or Donald Trump is going to solve this or that issue? They're not. They're not going to have anything that's going to really make it that much better. They're just not. Doesn't matter who it is. That's why I can't stand the affinity and just the tribalism to one side over the other, just because one is associated with the D and the other is associated with the R. Like that's one thing I can't stand about the two-party system in this country is you have to pick a side, and if you already have an affinity to the side, you're already going to have the affinity to the next person in line. It doesn't matter what they stand on. It doesn't matter what their beliefs are. Like again, do Christians really honestly believe that Trump worships God? That Trump fears God? That Trump believes in any scripture that was taught to him in life? Hell no. Yet Christians, especially evangelicals, show up in droves to vote for him. It don't matter. He's associated with the R. The R party is the Christian party. That's the evangelical party. That's the party that's going to get less gays out there and stuff like that. Anyways, I've ignored you guys. Arch, have you ever read any memoirs from any historical figures? A number in college. Like I said, at the beginning here, I majored in political science and minored in history. I read a number of memoirs, ones that I couldn't exactly. I read a number. I read 2 on Andrew Jackson. Oh God, that's the 2 I remember offhand. Another memoir I wrote, one of my favorite memoirs was a book called Four Families. It was in a Mexican history class. I couldn't tell you the exact names of the people in that, but it was just a look at 4 different families in Mexico, upper class, middle class, lower class, and piss poor, just to show you what their lives were like. And it was the factual stories about the people written. But anyways, so yes, Arch, come back to Jersey. No. New York Times media predicting Trump in PA, Michigan, Wisconsin, Georgia, North Carolina. Maybe so. If that's true, it's over for Kamala. Okay. Here's this rounds of predicted winners here. According to, I have ABC on. Eat me if you have a problem with that. Ohio to Trump. Thank you, Ohio, for not being. Isn't it crazy how like Ohio and Florida were always like the trouble states? We're like, oh, we're not going to find out tonight because stupid Ohio and Florida can't get their shit together. That has nothing to do with their shit together. They have their shit together just fine. They just have a lot of people that would vote in the middle. Okay. Democrats picked up a seat in Senate from Maryland. Angela Also Brooks. That's a unique last name. Also Brooks. Okay. I think Michigan could still go to Harris, but if Trump wins Pennsylvania, then it's good GG. Good game. Good going. Believe it or not, some of my family are teachers. I didn't until I was an adult. I don't know if that's a reference to my man. On second thought, I might leave New Jersey to buy a home in PA. Well, the property tax is a lot less here compared to New Jersey, but the property tax is still high compared to the rest of the country, other than Manhattan. Excuse me, guys. There's a few states that haven't been counted yet. Is Harris leading in PA? She is leading in PA by like 0.8%, the last I saw. Let me wait to see it come up here again. I think there's like almost 50% in Pennsylvania. By the way, thank you all for coming to this unannounced show. Again, I can't believe I have more than 2 people left in my audience that actually care to hear or see what I do next. Wow, Texas. It says Texas 99% in favor of the Cowboys not making the playoffs. Sorry, it always comes back to the Cowboys, doesn't it? Shut up, Donna Brazil. I can't stand. I can't stand to hear her speak ever since she came so hard for Joe Biden. It came so hard for Joe Biden. Wow. That's a sentence you think you'd never hear in your lifetime in this day and age. But anyways, Donna Brazil. Big Joe Biden guy after that debate with Trump. I can't take her seriously after that. I can't take any word of her mouth seriously after how much she just lapdog Joe Biden after the Trump debate. I like how close it is in Ohio. Like Trump is like South Ohio, but there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 counties that are blue. And yet it's like Trump won by like 3%. 5%, excuse me. I suck at math. %78% of the vote in. Oh, wait, this isn't even Trump and Harris. This is 2 other people. Who is this? Okay, whatever. All right, something interesting happened, man, because this is boring. We finally beat Medicare. Yes. Boy, if that wasn't the that's right up there with the eating the dogs. What was the better line to come from the presidential debates? We're eating the dogs, or we finally beat Medicare. Are you team Medicare or team dogs? Which is going to be the better, longer lasting line in history? They're eating the dogs. Oh, God. More words from Donald Trump's campaign. They're eating the ballots in Philadelphia. Our people saw them. The workers, they're stuffing the ballots in the mouths, and they're eating them if they said they voted for Trump. This election is rigged. Team dogs for sure. Or are you team Biden's full of women? I don't know that line. Is that a line? Soda. Biden's somewhere right now. So what? Where am I? Joe Biden's like, I'm going to bed. This shit ain't going to be decided tonight. I'm not wasting my time. Someone poke me with a stick if something interesting happens, and I'll speak. Jerry Jones made his bed with the Cowboys. They're competing for a top 5 pick. They're going to mess that up. I told you they're going to mess that up. They're going to beat the Giants. They're going to beat the Giants on Thanksgiving Day, and that's enough alone to get them out of a top 5 pick. God, I can't believe that the Saints dusted them as bad as they did. How the hell did that happen? Like, you look at the Saints, the last 7 games, they're just trash. Like them and the Raiders. Like, how did the Raiders beat the Ravens? Like that blows that blew my mind even more. Because I look at this Raiders and Saints team, I'm like, my God, they're just terrible. And you both have big wins. Well, I mean, how much is a kick in the ass of Dallas in their house? Because everyone seems to be doing that. But anyway, the Trump garbage bit was pretty funny. Oh yeah, the Trump garbage, the Big Joe's rebuttal to the island of garbage comment. Oh my God! They just put this question: what would happen if Trump and Trump and Harris tie in the Electoral College? I do believe that the vote goes to the House at that point, if I'm not mistaken. Let me find that out. You know what? I don't recall that right away. Let's see if I pulled that answer out of my ass. What happens if both presidential candidates tie in the Electoral College? The House of Representatives would vote on it then. Well, but would it be the current? Oh, it had to be the current House. Yeah, I was going to say they're not going to wait for the new House to get sworn in. Wow, that's interesting. Man, that I you don't think I don't think Trump would stand a chance in that. But anyway. Oh, Trump is pulled ahead in Pennsylvania with 54% voting. The red wave is coming. $111,000 votes at this point. That's actually not that bad for Trump at this point. All right, 10:30. Let's see. I don't think anything else is closing at 10:30 that they're going to announce right away. All right, back to you guys. Trump is easy to make fun of, but It's never going to top the reactions we got in 2016. I have never seen the Democrats be as defeated as they were that night. I won't lie to you. There's been times where I've spent like an hour or two watching, like after, because again, I despise Hillary Clinton. I just like I couldn't get enough of the Democratic tears. Oh my God, there's been times where I'm just like, that's what you dumbasses get for hamstringing Bernie in any chances against Hillary. This is what you guys get. I watched them cry for hours into the night. No. Oh, that lady in that meme. No. Good. That's what you get for backing that bitch. Hillary Clinton. My God, what a vile piece of trash. God, see, now I'm wondering, I'm like, what if Hillary Clinton was running this election? My God, I don't know if I could vote for her, even with the whole Ukraine thing being an issue. But my brain needs to rest for a little bit thinking about that. Oh, I still don't think I could bring myself to vote for Hillary Clinton. My God, but man, that vote would be so important in Pennsylvania. Not that one vote matters, but just out of principle. Anyways, Sanders should have won the 2020 nomination. Yeah, I don't disagree with that, but I don't think the party's ever going to really truly give him a chance, and they're going to do things to work against him. It's a shame. A true progressive like that. I mean, unless time changes things, it's just not the time where a true progressive is going to win, even to get on the main ticket in the primary election. Oh, Delaware governor Matt beat Mike. Okay. Sorry, I'm just looking. I'm trying. The local news is on now. I'm just trying to see if anything interesting is happening on the local end of things. Oh no, Connecticut Dave pulled ahead of Bob Casey. Oh no, Connecticut Dave is going to win. He's going to bring Vince McMahon with him, Connecticut. Oh my God. I wonder what time David Weir's going to leave his reporting duties tonight. I always say Muir. I know it's Muir. Oh no, Kamala's only won 8 states. Well, Trump is 69 nice electoral votes away from winning this election. All right, I said at 10:30 we're gonna get where is this for Trump? All right, it's Trump Convention Center. Duh, all the red hats. I said 10:30 we're gonna get a battleground state called. Let's see. Someone called Michigan or North Carolina. It's gonna be one of those two. All right. What am I missing from you guys? Georgia about to be called. Ooh, I don't know about that one. I'm starting to think Bernie was controlled opposition. I wouldn't necessarily disagree with that. How terrible do you think the fallout from the election will be? Will it be more divided than we were before? No, because if Trump wins this time, I think, and again, this is me maybe hoping it's like this, I think there's going to be a lot more disappointment in the Democratic Party as a whole than it is just a specific candidate like Kamala Harris let us down, because the Democratic Party felt like Hillary Clinton let them down, and they didn't necessarily hate the party itself. Whereas this time, I think absolutely the party will be taking the brunt of the fall, because heads will have to roll. Heads will have to roll. Like, I'm sorry, just the DNC itself will have to be flipped upside down if they lose to Trump again. especially with the mountain of stuff thrown on Trump the last 4 years, and Trump's approval ratings dipped down to like the 30s when he was last in office, his first run in office. And just the January 6th thing, I'm like, if you seriously can't defeat that, then everyone in charge needs to lose their job in the DNC. Every single one. No one. Get a new janitor to sweep up the DNC office afterwards too, or replace that person too. Archfiend wants to fire janitors. Is this the guy you want to elect for office? And for crying out loud, you got the Swifties to vote for Kamala Harris, and if you still lost after that, forget about it. So, like, is it looking like Trump will win or Kamala? I gotta say it's concerning that Trump is ahead by over 100,000 votes, with half the voting populace accounted for in Pennsylvania right now. But again, a lot of the votes are going to be counted for Kamala are going to be those mail-in ballots that are going to take a fortnight to get counted, even though they shouldn't. Excuse me, guys. Oh, Ryan McKenzie's burying Susan Wild. He's ahead by 3% right now. Yeah, I was going to say, for some reason, people were talking about, like, I don't know, did people have the voting considerably wrong in Iowa? Could Kamala sneak in and take this tonight? Like, no. Look at this. Trump won soundly. More than half the vote in, and he's ahead by 12%. Please. What are people talking about? Like, people were talking about Iowa being like that one state that wasn't considered a toss-up state, and that being like one that, it just pops out of the blue and turns blue. So much for that. Missy Cotter Smosmal? What a name. What is going on in Virginia? All right. Oh, Wisconsin's tight. Tighter than my wife's grip. All right. Sorry, I'm interested in Wisconsin since I worked a political campaign there. Just trying to see what the counties are doing. What? I know I've said this before. Like those numbers you see of the percentage of vote in. When I worked in New Mexico, I was the state absentee ballot and mail-in ballot director. And after the ballots were counted, there's nothing left. Like, my job was done. So that night, when the precincts were reporting their numbers back, I was the person that had the computer that was hooked up to the AP and all the other press outlets. There's a place they go to get all these numbers. Like when it says 52% of the vote in and this amount of vote, that amount of vote. I was the person that was typing every time a new precinct came in, someone came to me, said, such and such precinct, 6,000 votes for this, 6,000 votes for that, 6,000 blah, blah, blah. I was the person typing on the computer. So I could have like just like fudged a number or two and just made it look like George W. got like 6 trillion votes, and like it would show up like reported to these people. It'd be like, wow, George W. Bush just got 6 trillion votes in New Mexico. He's winning by 100%. Anyways, that's my video. That's my portion of the video of the night to correlate this to what we're seeing on our screens here. If you're watching news coverage. Oh, sorry guys. This is the damn Scott story with that dog. Never recovered. All right, back to you guys. Start a thing. So I don't think it's endgame for Harris yet. No, I mean it's not, because again, like a lot of her votes are going to come from these mail-in ballots, and a lot of the mail-in ballots showed heavy favoritism to returns of Democratic Party, like especially in Pennsylvania. All right, they got Pennsylvania's numbers up here. He's okay. Trump's lead is gaining. He's 123,000, 58% in vote in. Like again, like I don't even care about any other state because Pennsylvania is so pivotal. 60% of the vote in, 123,000. I'm saying these numbers out loud to remember them for every time they change. And man, the Amish votes, they have to have a horse and buggy. They rides all the way to Harrisburg to get those votes in. Just kidding. Little Amish humor, guys. Lighten up. God, if you look at the map, there is like so much red to so little blue. And that's what it's looked like every election for like the past 10 election cycles. How is Michigan only 26% in? They closed the same time as Pennsylvania. Did they not? It blows my mind. If I can opine for a second here, it blows my mind that we live in a day and age where the damn election result can't just be like figured out like within an hour. Like technology hasn't gotten to a point that we can't solve this shit in an hour. You kidding me? Like, God, the whole center of America flyby states, except Colorado, is completely red. Texas red, Florida red, Louisiana red. And this is like a toss-up election. Yeah, Trump ahead by 130,000 in North Carolina. That's it. It's over. 84% in, 130. Trump has North Carolina. It's over. Well, it's over for that state, not over for the election. Trump has North Carolina. All right, take that battleground state off the map. I don't want World War III. You got to realize so many people won't even care enough to even get to World War III. The only thing that you'll see, like any sort of insurrection wise, any sort of disruption wise, is I mean, you may find a couple localities have an issue with, there's someone that has like a Harris Wall sign in front of their store or a Trump sign in front of their store, and the other party take an exception to that. But you're not gonna find any sort of like Civil War type thing. I know I've said like a number of things like the Civil War of 24. Like that's not going to be a thing. The majority of people don't care. The majority of people just love what they have in their life and are going to get off their ass to do anything other than just watch shit go down on TV. Huh. That is kind of interesting thing. Like they keep bringing up things like what did Biden do in the election compared to Harris's numbers, and that is kind of alarming if she's not doing better in a lot of like he just brought up Rhode Island. Like she should be doing way better than Biden there because number one, the amount of people that vote increases every year because the amount of people that can vote increases because of just the way the population increases. Anyway. Huh. I always said they always show like the one worthless thing is like when they show the total number of voters, like who won the plurality of votes. Like who cares? It's the electoral college that matters. Like I don't care how close this is. I care. Like when they do the national poll, Kamala Harris is up 49% to 48%. Who cares? What is she in Pennsylvania? That's all that matters. Sorry, guys, if I ignore the chat a lot because this is where stuff is starting to get interesting, and this is where like the paying attention to numbers and returns starts to actually seeing results in the trend for the night. All right, Charlie Sheen. Who else? Okay, let me pay attention to you guys again. I really hope Trump wins. I don't want. Oh, that's why you're saying you don't want World War III. Well, I hate to break it to you, but he might be a much more leading factor to World War III because he is much more anti-Iran than Kamala Harris and much more pro-Israel, in my opinion, than Kamala Harris. And your biggest threat to World War III right now is Iran and the involvement in the Middle East and Israel. That's your biggest gateway to World War III right now. And I guarantee you, there's one country out there that doesn't want Trump to win, and that's Iran. It may happen anyway, no matter who wins. Correct. I mean, I even said even after Biden won, and even with Putin taking Crimea and the Donbass, Luhansk oblasts of Ukraine before the war in Ukraine started, I'm like, he's not going to invade Ukraine. It's just not a thing that's going to happen. It's just a stupid move. Okay. Wow, 6,500 votes ahead in Wisconsin. I'll tell you what, if Trump wins Wisconsin, the Tim Walz pick is a complete dud. Because that should have been a state that he really helped lock down for her. That is going to be an alarming thing. Like that is like that if that happens, again, Kamala can still win, but man, that makes it look like she picked the wrong VP candidate. Hoping for Kamala last minute win. Well, again, we're not finding out anything tonight for sure. But yeah. Is this a red mirage or is Trump really winning? Well, I mean, the automatic states that we're going to go red are what you're seeing right now. But again, you're going to see once 11 o'clock hits, you're going to see the whole West Coast turn blue. We all knew going into tonight that a maximum of 4 states are going to decide this. Like it will be fascinating, man. If Trump somehow wins and Kamala wins Pennsylvania, I think that will be the most shocking outcome to me. Like when I make a video recapping all this tomorrow, And if Kamala got Pennsylvania and Trump ended up flipping Michigan, ended up, or not flipping, it's ended up winning Michigan, winning Wisconsin. Like, I saw him winning states like Georgia, even though I think Kamala still stands a chance there. It's not over. But I saw him winning states like Arizona and North Carolina. I had them penned in for Trump. But man, if he flips both, again, I keep saying flip, if he gets both Wisconsin and Michigan, that changes the dynamics of everything for him. He does not need to worry about Pennsylvania at that point. And that will be the one thing that I will be most shocked about tonight if that's what happens. Well, thank you for coming here, Cloud Mountain Jr. Again, like I said earlier, I did this as an unannounced thing. I knew I was doing this tonight, but I did this as an unannounced thing because honestly, I don't think there's many people out there talking. And again, this doesn't, when I said this before, it doesn't make my opinion any greater or better than everyone else. But there's not many people out here that have worked on a political campaign, let alone years of working on political campaigns, have a degree in political science, have a minor in history, that can speak to you from working, canvassing, working with ballots, doing any of many things that are just the intricacies of the voting process that most people don't know about. I feel I just have a much more thorough firsthand knowledge that I can speak to you guys with. And those of you that are willing to stick around in my audience, thank you. Consider this a bonus treat here tonight. Anyway, I'm just looking at the screen. Nothing interesting happened right now. All right. It's Jover. Thanks, Arch, for always being a reasonable voice. I try to be an objective voice. I mean, I have things that I'm biased about, but I try to be as objective as possible. I try to be as objective as possible without fencing as possible, though. I fully know my opinions end up being fencing. Like that last video about like who I think is going to win the election. I mean, I can totally see how people see it as a fencing because in my heart and just the way things are going, I think Trump is going to win this election. But logically of how I looked at things when I made that video last week or the week ago, it looks like Kamala Harris is winning. And that's a fence-sitting stance. I get it, but it's how I feel. I still going into tonight. I still feel Trump is going to win this election. But man, I'm so caught up on he has to win Pennsylvania, and it's looking like he might not have to do that, but we'll see. We'll see. Omelette, thoughts so far? VJ, many thoughts. VJ and everyone else that's late, I'm going to keep bringing up this factoid because, again, I think it's the most interesting thing other than the election tonight. I learned this factoid in the latest William Spaniel video that Bill Clinton right now is younger than both Joe Biden and Donald Trump are right now. Like, think about that. Think about that. Does that not blow your mind, all you latecomers to the Archfiend party here? Anyways, I'm going to probably repeat that 5 more times tonight. Okay. All right, 11 o'clock. You're going to see a lot of the left side of the map turn blue for Kamala Harris, and her vote count in the Electoral College is going to spike up. Tim Kaine won in Virginia. That's great. Tim Citizen Kaine. 76% of the vote in. Okay. Who cares? Ted Cruz. My God. No, it's not necessarily that much of a runaway. 53-40, won by 9%. But whatever. God, Ted Cruz is such a douchebag. he might be one of the most unrelatable douchebags out there. But anyway, enough about the Ted Cruz portion of the video. I mean, he is from Texas. Just kidding. Not all people from Texas are douchebags. Just most of them. Just kidding. The left deserves this. Harris was horrible. Well, again, you all know if you've watched my videos, you know my thoughts about Harris. And I know how the candidates used to get picked at the convention and whatnot. I don't respect the process and how she got on the ticket. I don't respect it. I'm voting for her, but I don't respect how she got here. It is what it is. And I know people are going to be like, well, she was on the ticket that people voted for. She was on the Biden Harris ticket, but she wasn't the president nominee when people were voting this spring and summer. That's the bottom line. I don't respect the process of how she got there. It is what it is. And again, hey, if I was in charge of the DNC, I would be like, no, Biden's got to go. We got to do something to get someone else in there. I would have done the same move, but doesn't mean I respect it as someone that's not making that decision. Which candidate do you think would have had the best shot to defeat Trump? I mean, Shapiro probably, but again, I don't think a Bernie Sanders. I don't know. Probably Josh Shapiro, because I think you get a much better secure chance of winning Pennsylvania. All right. All right. Who cares? Like, why are they going over this shit with Texas and Ted Cruz and his runaway victory? Like, who cares? Who gives a shit? Stop talking about Texas. No one watching tonight cares about Texas. Like, Ted Cruz was expected to win. Texas was expected to go to Trump. Move on to something else more interesting, please. Anyway. Wait, I am wrong. I don't know. Slowpoke saying something. I don't know what you said before that you said you're wrong about. What am I watching? Election coverage. Is that not obvious? Do you think AOC will run for president in 2028 if Trump wins? What either I'm drawing a complete blank, but you're saying AOC like I should know who that is. That does not strike familiar in my mind. Who's AOC? Hopefully Shapiro runs in 2028. Want to change your prediction? I mean, I predicted Trump is going to win, so why would I change that prediction? See, I mean, if you're going to come in here, at least know what I predicted. And don't just go by who I said I'm voting for. You do moss. Like, seriously, if you're going to come in and try and troll, at least educate yourself before you speak. Anyway, when will we get a younger candidates? Well, like I said earlier, younger people have too much to live for, too much to care about in this world. Why would you want to be someone in a position where half the country is going to hate you? Why would you want to be in a position where people willingly want to kill you, like you saw with Trump this summer? Like, what young aspiring human being with sound virtue and logic would want to do that? So anyways, doesn't mail-in ballots come late? Yes, they're going to be counting them through the night, which is going to be heavily tilted towards, in a state like Pennsylvania, Harris. But there's a bit of a gap that's concerning that Trump is building up. But we'll see. Which states so far here are the most surprising outcome for you? So far, Wisconsin. The fact that with Walz on this ticket, I saw the polling before this, obviously, but Walz should have helped seal Wisconsin. Like I know he's from Minnesota, not Wisconsin, but still. Trump is a 20,000 vote lead in Wisconsin right now. That's concerning. That is concerning. AOC's a rep from New York. Okay. It doesn't strike familiar unless I hear the name. Brown lost in Ohio. Trump is going to have the Senate and House. Oof. I assumed he was, but yeah. All right. Trump is back, boys. Good night. Okay. Thank you for stopping by. All right, 11 o'clock. I wonder who's going to get California when the polls close here. Oh my gosh, I can't wait. There's so many electoral votes up for grabs in California. Who's going to get that? Oh, boy, I'm sorry. I got caught in the Pennsylvania lottery commercial because, man, you see that and you're like, oh, it is almost Christmas. It is almost Christmas when you see the Pennsylvania lottery commercial. Anyway, please not Trump again. No. When you run things the way the Democrats did, you kind of deserve it, honestly. But yeah, I'm not going to be upset either way. Obviously, I mean, I'm voting for Harris, so I'm rooting for her, but I still never gave up. My mind just could never accept that she is going to win. I'll believe when I see it. No matter how optimistic, even if things start looking optimistic for her tonight, I will not believe it until I see it. Creed versus Nickelback, which is worse? Who cares? Nickelback, because at least they're not a pseudo-Christian band. I mean, well, excuse me, Creed worse. I can't tolerate pseudo-Christian bands. All right, here we go. Get to find out who won California. Oh, Georgia's done. North Carolina's done. Ooh, yikes, Kamala. You need Pennsylvania, honey. Ooh, boy. Yikes. Oh, North Carolina is so done. Oh, North Carolina and Georgia are so done. 116,000 lead in Pennsylvania, 67% in. 116,000, 67% in. If that 100,000 keeps ticking higher and higher and not down and switching to Harris, that's trouble. Michigan. I don't like being up just 75,000 votes with 29% in. And Wisconsin. 29,000, 59% in. Okay. That's doable. That's the only one that Trump has in his favor that I'm like, okay, that's doable. Wow, Arizona's a toss-up. That's when I thought Trump was going to win soundly, actually. Oh, Harris got California. Game over. Oh my gosh, 54 electoral votes. It's done. That's like scoring 5 touchdowns at the same time. It's over. She won. All right. Good night, guys. Thanks for coming. Anyway. All right, let's look at that map. It's Bam! Look at that big blue California. Boom. Surging ahead to 145 electoral votes. Yeah, look at Kamala Harris. This is like in The Wizard when the kid found the warp zone and this little guy in the chart started running forward in the night suit real fast. Does anyone get that reference? Did anyone out there get that reference? He found a warp zone. What is the status? The status is too close to call. She pulled out the Hail Mary. She pulled out the quadruple Hail Mary. Oh, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. I do know that name, and I have seen her speak and whatnot. Yes. Okay, I'm aware who that is. Thank you. Harris versus Trump was like Creed versus Nickelback. Will she win New York? Well, isn't it already decided? I thought, yeah, she already got New York. Sorry, I'm not masturbating again and massaging my legs. Sorry, guys. All right. Well, I was wrong about a battleground state being called by 11:30 or 10:30, even though I think it's safe to call North Carolina at least. Is it down to Pennsylvania? Not yet. It should be just down to Pennsylvania for both of these people, but if Trump steals both Michigan, whatever, if Trump wins both Michigan and Wisconsin, that changes everything. That changes the complete game plan for Trump, because he can win by just getting Georgia and Arizona after that. Like, it's over. He doesn't need Pennsylvania. Right. Just trying to listen to what this guy's saying for a second. There you go. Oh, you don't talk about concern this early in the night. Ooh, I don't like that at all. Don't like that at all. It might be over, guys. It might be over. You don't talk about concern in your camp this early on. Again, I see the trends too. I'm concerned, but man, if the campaign itself and the Harris campaign, well, guys, have fun driving a Tesla, because they're going to be the national car of America. Oh, Donald Trump might, at his inauguration, he might not have his wife there. He might have Elon Musk there. He might have Elon Musk hold the Bible. and I might not be exaggerating. Yeah, like, see, this is the thing too, is like, you look at this panel here, like they're very, it's a very liberal panel here, and you just see they're depressed. It's close to being over, guys. It really is. Okay. Shit, here we go again. That's right. I gotta say, what's Donald Brazil gonna say? I think Kamala's gonna win every single state that's left. Let me hear what this stupid bitch is gonna say now. If she's worried, then it's over. Oh, Ivana Brazil is reaching. She's not speaking too confidently. God, I want to see. I mean, she's saying like she's talking like, don't panic yet, don't panic yet. Like, what can you do? Like, you can't go out and vote anymore. Like, she's like, everyone remain calm. Don't do it. Like, if you lose, you lose. Like, there's. He's gonna do it, guys. Donald Trump is gonna do it. God, this is gonna be like the biggest FU to the system and everything else. He gets to pardon himself. He's gonna be former felon Donald Trump, no longer felon Donald Trump. I'm just looking at the whole panel on ABC is demoralized. This guy can't even look at Stephen Weir. He's just, the trends aren't good. Wow. The mad lad has done it again. It is looking like it. It's sure looking like it. Again, once you start getting around half or more, and like that's like I said, that's what really solidified my thought for the night is once Wisconsin and Michigan were half or almost half in, and he's still having these significant leads. And I'm like, Georgia, 130,000 votes. She's not going to pick up that. She's not going to make up that margin. God, Trump even told the governor of, like, Trump did so much to hurt his chances and still won. He told a governor, a Republican governor that has very high favorability in a state to basically eat a dick, that he's a terrible governor because he didn't find him 10,000 votes or 11,000 votes, whatever the number was. Wow. It's not so much like again, I don't care about either of these two, honestly, but it's just stunning that Trump is going to win again. God, the Democratic Party sucks. What a night. About to roll a J and hang out with the Arch family. How y'all doing? Oh, smoke it up. Smoke that Kamala pack. God, and the thing too is, and this is like what I fear more than anything else, is that Trump wins, and the effort to get him deceased becomes even that much more than what we saw, and someone actually completes the job, and we have a JD Vance as president. Like, that is just something that I just whatever. I've lived under a Trump presidency. Whatever. I'll live if he's president again. JD Vance, F that noise. F that noise with a capital FUC, Captain Kangaroo. Honestly, at this point, I'll be stunned if Kamala wins. There's just looking at the number and trends, like you don't make up these deficits once this percentage is in. And in states like Wisconsin, there's just not that many people. What a waste that Tim Walz pick was. God is good. We need a leader like Trump. Well, he sure don't believe in God, but have at it. Harris is not left, far left. That's the thing too. As a progressive, voting for Harris is just not exactly the poster child for the Progressive Party. Trump will drag us into World War III and turn the woods into fallout. No. Oh, 40,000. It increased to 40,000 votes in Wisconsin. Oh, Tim Walz, you worthless sack of shit. How the hell? Like, not only are they not going to win Wisconsin, the lead just keeps growing. I'm sorry, but if you lose Wisconsin by more than 2%, Tim Walz needs to quit, go away, and just never be seen again. Just quit, go away, never be seen again. What a waste of time and effort it was bringing you onto the ticket. Again, part and parcel to everything else that the DNC did this year. Oh, look at Donna Brazil reaching. Honey. Well, Donna, listen up. I worked political campaigns in Wisconsin. You ain't making up that margin. We won't know the verdict. Yes, you will. Because the number of outstanding votes and the gap in the lead isn't going to balance out. Yeah, exactly. Look at this. This guy's trying to talk sense to Donna Brazil. They already counted 94%. They counted 94% in the district. What basically what he was saying to Donna Brazil is they counted 94% in the most heavily Democratic county in the state of Wisconsin. So if that fallen into the equation and you're still losing by over 40,000, you're done. The rural part of the state is only going to widen the gap. You're done. I can't believe it. This might actually be done by midnight. Like that might be the most mind-boggling thing, that this is actually done and figured out by midnight. Like, I know they're not going to formally declare it or anything, but man, you're going to see the trends at midnight and say, there's no way she's going to make up that ground. Even they can count every damn ballot and fall in her favor. It's still not going to matter. All right, what say you guys? What's wrong with Walz? He's the Midwestern guy that lost the key Midwestern state. Like Minnesota, I mean, the guy from Minnesota couldn't be appealing enough to get a state that was already divided 50-50 at the start. And it looks like it drove more people to vote for Trump than it did for the Harris ticket. That's what's the matter with Tim Walz. All Walz was good for was bouncing around on stage like a buffoon. Yeah, I mean, you know what? He had such a good entry speech, and I was like, all right, I can deal with this guy. He seems pretty good. But then, man, his talking points just got repetitive. He just kept saying the same thing over and over again. I'm like, oh my, you had one good speech written for you, and you just kept harping on it. That's not that keen, my man. All right. All right. A lot of women are going to beat their husbands tonight if she loses. Sad times. Yeah, I know about that. I don't like either candidate, but man, it's always fun to watch the far left meltdown. I am going to spend so much time tomorrow watching the meltdown videos, watching the crying, watching the screaming. But again, I think it's going to be a lot different this time because they're gonna have to throw a lot of dirt on the DNC. Then that's what you didn't see 8 years ago when Trump beat Hillary. Trump is going to be our president again. What a zany country we live in, people. AP is called North Carolina. Yeah, I mean, just I don't even need to have it officially called to know he's winning North Carolina. I mean, if Trump takes Pennsylvania, it's over. I mean, it's beyond over. It might be an electoral landslide if Trump takes Pennsylvania. 76% of the vote in Pennsylvania. He's up by 172,000 votes. Yikes. I don't think that number has shrank. Trump had a huge rally in State College in these closing days. It was one of his biggest of the final rallies. A lot of college students turning out, waiting in line for a long time, sitting through a long rally. Really quite a story. Yeah. Wow. I'm looking at this. I'm like, is she going to even get a single swing state? What swing state is she going to get? Michigan. That's about it. And she might not get that. Like, what a complete and utter failure. Oh, my God. Kamala got mollywopped by Molly and her friends. Like, oh, my goodness. Oh, who cares about the age breakdowns and stuff? Like I don't care about this nuanced shit. I don't care about who voted for what and what age and what disparity. Who cares? I don't, Austin. That they're not winning the House either. Blah. I mean, if people are like stunned and you're so upset, then why are so many people not seeing Trump as that big of a threat? Like you can listen to whatever you hear on the ads. Why are so many people still so willing to? If you believe the shit that you're shoveling as a liberal, as a Democrat, or whatever, then why are so many people just so willing to vote for this guy? He's the devil incarnate. Then why does the majority of people like this guy? Or like him enough to vote for him over this person that supposedly isn't the devil incarnate. I'm tired of tribalism and anyone that wants to complain on the left side of the ticket anymore. Like, again, people like me were the ones out there saying Biden can't run and saying it well before this summer. No, 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 no. He's the incumbent president. Let him get. No, you got to grow spines and speak up next time. Like this, like again, like people like me, like I can't respect the process and how Kamala Harris got there. I can't. I voted for her because I value Ukraine in this election more than anything else either of these two dickheads were standing on. Man, she is like this. Oh, actually, I forgot to finish my point that I was getting to earlier because I saw them talking about other shit. But anyway, so many people in the comments of my last video said you would see someone leave a comment saying like, I just see this as a landslide for Kamala. Just people are tired of Trump shit. They're just tired of hearing the same old song and dance from him, the same old lies. She's going to win in such a large margin. Like, I don't see how it can be any other way. To the next person saying like, Kamala isn't going to win. Trump is going to surprise people and take so many states. So many people are counting him out. Like, you would see such an opposite dichotomy in just one comment to the next. Like, each side was so confident that they were winning. And again, I sat there and I said, like, I'm all for the Ukraine rah-rah stuff, but I never believed Trump was going to lose. I never believed it. Never, not for 1 second. Other than when the Harris first came on and momentum fully got behind her. But then once things leveled off, I was just like, I still feel Trump's going to win. Anyway, everyone losing their minds over Trump winning and acting like the world will end, when in reality, we'll just pack a lunch, go to work, and life will keep moving on as it always does. Exactly. Again, like the number of people that are going to be outraged are going to be few and far between. And hey, it's the last 4 years Trump's going to be in office. And people are going to be like, "Oh, now he's never going to leave office." Blah, 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 blah. Okay, we'll cross that bridge when we get there. God, Vladimir Putin he's got to be furiously masturbating right now. Oh my God. He's probably, he probably came at least 10 times so far tonight. Whatever, like I said, assholes win all the time in this world. I can't be mad about that. Sorry, Ukraine, but man, Europe, if you care about your European neighbor, it's time for you to step up. Because as much as I care about Ukraine, I hear the other side. Why does America have to be the police force of the world? Why does America have to get involved in any way, shape, or form? I hear that side. I accept it. I just can't stand what my heritage is doing as a Russian American. I can't stand it. I can't stand for Russia to win in this circumstance. But not everyone is a Russian American like myself. But hey, it's so over. Oh my God. It is so over. I just like that a state decision aside, I never thought that my mind would be made up before it is 11:30 on the East Coast. Your ancestors left Russia for a reason, as did my grandmother and her parents. So this did turn out the way you thought, huh? Yes, it did. Just not in the way that I thought it would, because Kamala Harris can win Pennsylvania and Trump can still win. That's the one thing I did not see. I was completely wrong about that. It just turned as he said it would, man. Yep. I kind of assumed Trump had it. Yeah. It just goes to show you, man, that Harris campaign and what people truly 100% Russian or half Russian. Well, actually, just a quarter Russian. Just my grandmother, the only Russian. But just goes to show you, man. Like look at all like the Taylor Swift and the J Lo and the Ricky Martin and all this stuff after the Puerto Rican garbage island comment. Just all this infinite amount of like Instagram celebrities and all that stuff getting behind Harris. It didn't matter. It didn't matter. She would have lost by the same margin if those guys even said a word about her. Jesus Christ, there's still people in lines in Mount Laurel, New Jersey, because that's how long the lines were. Boy, man, if I was still waiting in line and I saw the way the results go, I'd be like, well, I'm going home. This bitch don't even deserve my vote in a state that's already decided for her. The Democrats' social media machine go crazy. Now, not even Taylor Swift can make a difference. Yeah, I know. 10 Taylor Swifts wouldn't have made a difference. Again, what people need to do is don't be upset at Trump winning. Examine why so many more people, especially in states like Georgia, that Biden won, just completely went tens of thousands of voters in the other direction. Examine and figure out why that's the case. And I don't want to hear Democrats say, well, they must have cheated. Don't even dare pull that cheating card down. Don't even dare with that dumb shit. It's just the bottom line. It's just the bottom line that, man, you can believe all the jargon you want about the anti-Trump ads and everything he says and does. But, man, the far majority of people just don't see him as that bad of a man. Just don't see him as that bad. Not saying they don't see him as an adulterer or some guy with trophy wives or any of that shit. They see all that shit. They accept it. And you just don't see it as that bad of a thing, and never will. And the Democrats put a candidate that got more people to vote for this guy because she's doing worse than Biden. She's doing worse than Biden. Like, I never thought that I would come to a point where I said, you know what? If Biden continued to run, he probably would have done better than her tonight. Like, think about that. If Biden stayed on the ticket, as mumble mouth, as slow poke walking as he is, he probably would have done better than what Harris did tonight. Imagine how pissed Biden is, right? Biden is 2 bowls deep into his Haagen-Dazs and asleep 5 hours ago. I'm not so sure about that one. I don't know, man. When you see her doing way worse than what Biden's numbers were in same states like Georgia, I can't put up an argument to say he wouldn't have done better or wouldn't have done worse. Would have done worse, excuse me. Double negatives. Biden would have been wrecked. Kamala is getting wrecked. I mean, a wrecked car crash is a wrecked car crash. Because, but here's the thing, though, is what I think people are missing here is, yes, Biden would have got wrecked tonight. I'm not saying Biden would have won if he stayed on the ticket, but how could Biden have still not have got the same amount of voters that he got 4 years ago? Spare a few that would have been fringe voters. Like, she's doing significantly worse in same districts. Like, I'm looking at the numbers here. She's doing significantly worse than Biden. And the population is larger now. Like, people have to realize that. The amount of people in the voting pool is larger. Like, that's another thing, too. And she still is getting, like, Biden's numbers clowned her. 188,000 votes. He's ahead of it in Pennsylvania now. It's done. 77% in. He has almost a 200,000 vote lead in Pennsylvania. Oh, I'm in full acceptance mode that Trump is president now. And I'm just, oh gosh, I don't know how quick people put those compilation videos together, but man, they better be scouring the internet all night for those Democratic tears, those liberal tears. Oh, oh my God, I'm going to so enjoy that. I might enjoy that tomorrow more than Vladimir Putin is enjoying this election result. 77% in and 200,000 votes in Pennsylvania. It's over. She's not going to make up 200,000 votes with 28% of the vote remaining in the state, or excuse me, 23 to be exact, percent of the vote in the state remaining. Would you rather have 4 years of Trump or 4 years of Chip Kelly? Well, Chip Kelly would actually, is coach of the Eagles. I take 4 years of Trump. Chip Kelly doesn't deserve to have an NFL job. Don't look at the Senate races in PA, Michigan, and Wisconsin. Even going into the night, I assumed that there's going to be a Senate majority for the Republicans. Well, the Ukraine war ends. I'm going to have a lot less stuff to watch on YouTube now. I'm going to have to figure out what else I'm going to do with my free time. So should we go out and get our Teslas now or just wait before they become mandatory? That's what I want to know. It's Jover, ladies and gentlemen. Yep. Nick Sirianni for president. Yep. Honestly, in the end of things, I'm just glad this is over. I'm glad just the idiocy of all this political bickering and campaigns and stuff is done. And I'm just going to sit back and watch a shit show now. Watch the shit show that's going to be the Republican Party, or excuse me, the Democratic Party. Hopefully cut heads off. But if they don't, then they deserve whatever happens. They deserve to lose to Vivek Ramaswamy or whatever MAGA candidate gets put out there next. Yeah, they're back live. I just want to see if they're actually going to concede some of these battleground states. Like, they haven't called a single one of these battleground states on ABC. I don't know what the other networks are doing. I don't care to change the channel. I've been on this one the whole night. Oh my God. The only thing I fear coming out of this is JD Vance becoming president. It's the only thing I fear coming out of tonight. Oh, stop with this stupid. I don't care. I don't care about this Senate race. Who gives a shit? All right. Goes to show you that Americans aren't as motivated by seeing pop stars and actors. Yeah, exactly. Endorsing anyone as they are a businessman like Elon. Yep. And I don't want to hear anything about like, oh, it was illegal what he was doing with Twitter. He was force feeding Russian propaganda and Republican propaganda. Like, then you have a stupid problem in your country. If you're just gonna watch some ad on Twitter and that's what forces you to pick a candidate over another, then your country's dumb. Oh wow, they actually called North Carolina for Trump, a battleground state. Oh wait, did this guy just call North Carolina? God, he's gonna win, and he doesn't need Pennsylvania. Oh, oh. You know, I don't even want to hear from Tim Walz. I want the never again that I see him will be soon enough. I don't want to hear him apologize. I don't want to hear him anything. Just waste, complete waste. All right. Fauci is shivering in his boots right now. Oh my God. Shocked Biden made it through, to be honest. Will also be just shocked if Trump makes it the 4 years. I'll be shocked if Trump even makes it to Inauguration Day. Honestly, my gosh, there's going to be, like I said, there could be such a motivation to off him. And again, I ain't condoning that in any way, shape, or form, but he already had multiple attempts now when he was just running. Now that he actually won, Jesus. I love these network people are just so dumbfounded, like, oh my gosh, like, damn, I can't believe this is happening. Like, yeah, just get over it. More people like him than her. That's all it comes down to. More people accept him than her. More people accept, again. If it wasn't for the Ukraine thing, I'd have no respect for how Harris got on this ticket. It's none. Wow, his lead in Pennsylvania actually shrunk. That's the first time that I saw the actual lead in Pennsylvania shrink. 81% in. He's only ahead by 206,000. He was headed by 211,000. Oh, she is done. Oh my God. I just I'm laughing in that like oh, I can't believe Trump won, because again, check my videos. I've never said that I thought Trump was going to lose. %80 voted in. Oh, Chris Christie, it's done. And that's the thing, like, you even had like this movement of like Republicans against Trump. You had that movement as well. Yeah, that did a lot. But you have more areas of this country that were blue that got flipped to red this time around. Good job on that movement. Well, once again, and this is something they got proven during the election 8 years ago between Hillary and Trump. Man, the polls for these states had Hillary winning states left and right that she ended up losing left and right. And again tonight, the swing states, they had all but 2 really in her favor. And she's probably going to lose every single one of these swing states. She might win Michigan. Looking at Michigan, she might win that. Oh my goodness. It's getting to the point where it's like, wow, I almost feel bad that they did that bad. Like, damn. All right. Keep paying attention, you guys. Archery and related chances. What channel? Oh, what channel are you watching? ABC. I will say Kamala being a woman isn't the entire issue. It's the fact that they re-ran Hillary that is the issue. I can't associate. She's nowhere near as despicable as Hillary is. And she's nowhere near as accomplished as Hillary is. Hillary at least was like a secretary of state, a senator, a wife of a president. So she at least had governmental experience. Whereas, I mean, yes, I know Kamala Harris was experienced in her own right, but not as high a level as Hillary. It's just like, I know people are like, well, Hillary's never a vice president. I think vice president is one of the more overrated positions in politics. I mean, it's nice to be a backup quarterback, but how often does that backup quarterback get in the game? I'll just keep it as simplistic as that. I'm an optimist slam. Okay. Tulsi might be the first female president next election. Well, we'll find out. Oh, you're right, Dusty. Yes, the election prediction guy who's always right might be wrong this time. Yes. Yep. All the metrics that he had, and I heard him on that Mr. Beat video, not Mr. Beast, Mr. Beat. Go over that whole how he picks and this and that and the polls of this and that and the state of this and that. Yep, wrong. I still have hope despite Archie calling game. Good luck. Undertaker Freak 1127 must be happy he stayed in Finland. Do I still keep in touch? Yes, every now and then. DNC needs to get their shit together and stop nominating DEI candidates. I wouldn't go that far, but I understand people having that impression. The Simpsons got it wrong. Uh-oh. I may have missed the video, but did New Dog prediction this year? No. I will not bring New Dog into the filthy world of politics. He stays in the nice, clean world of football. Well, Trump's going to love Pennsylvania. I guess I got that going for me. Oh. No, I don't care about Senate. No, don't go to Senate. Oh, I don't give a shit. Honey, no, I don't give a shit about Senate. Okay, Wisconsin. It's 69 or 169,000. 69, nice. And that's the thing too, is like, not only is it looking like Trump won, but man, the Senate and the House is going to be stacked. Like, was there a big upset anywhere for the Democrats? Like, did they upset anyone? Like, shit. Oh man. I don't know if you heard that. I know I got my TV low, but he said Donald Trump is on the precipice of the greatest comeback in American political history, which is not a lie. He's going over the laundry list of things that Donald Trump did. Well, I hate to break it to you, but the GOP no longer exists. This is going to rejuvenate and just rocket thrust MAGA as the party. In fact, Trump should honestly rename the Republican Party. he should start his own group of just the MAGA. Because, man, it's not just winning, but it's winning in despite of all these hurdles that were thrown in front of him. Man, I can't wait to go to work tomorrow because, man, I was telling so many people, I'm just like, even after the debate, everyone was like, "Oh, look at how good Harris did in the debate." I was like, she did great in the debate. She won that debate, but don't yell at me when Trump wins because he's still winning. I'm listening. Like, I'm getting ready for tomorrow. I'm listening to them, like, just try and talk themselves into sanity here. Yeah, like even Roe versus Wade, like none of that motivated the left. None of it motivated the left enough. I'm saying no one didn't get motivated to vote this time because of one issue or another, because obviously I got motivated to vote for Harris because of a singular issue. Wow. Trump is the man, president 2 times. And yeah, I mean, hey, any MAGA person that wants to come in here and celebrate their man, then go right at it. They deserve it. Anyone in Trump's campaign, any MAGA member, anyone that knocked on doors that came to my house with a Russian accent, you had every hurdle thrown in front of you, and not only did you overcome any hurdle in this election, but it wasn't even close. No. Okay, let me listen to what this dork has to say. Oh, I can't wait to see what it looks like after that. Yep, it's done. Wow. It's weird. Even though I fully believe Trump was going to win the whole time, it's just like I'm in awe that it happened. Like wow, like it actually happened. Oh, with the outstanding votes in Philadelphia. Oh my God. Oh my God. So Trump was born to win, apparently. Definitely would have preferred Vivek over JD. Yeah, I guess I would have as well. Shocked. Oh, yeah, I'm sorry if you guys can't hear the television. They have a projection computer that based like the probabilities of who can win if you assign the states to the individual person. So it said like, what the probability was if such and such wins this state. And it's like damn near impossible. With any of the remaining scenarios for Harris to win is basically what it boiled down to. This map is going to look so sad tomorrow morning when I wake up for Kamala. God, it just goes to show you can't trust that stupid ass polling. That's and Ken, like, I saw it as much as the next person. I still didn't believe it. Like, I will never again in my life. Even the states that are leaning towards Kamala, she's not winning. They were leaning before tonight, obviously. I wonder what the total vote is. Why don't they like? I know I said before I don't care about that, but I'm curious if they would just show it briefly. All right, guys, I'm wrapping it up. I don't like. It's just formalities at this point of them saying this is over. I know they can't until shit's official, but it's over. What's your guys' final word about? Sorry, I got smut on the screen. What's your guys' final words here about Trump? Are you shocked that he's going to win? Do you think there's still a chance that Harris is going to win? So let you guys sign off with your final words here, and I'm taking my ass to bed, waking up, and I'll make a video for you guys tomorrow morning about this. And good luck to the U.S. I knew he'd win. Nothing will change. I'm more surprised by how not close this was than anything else. Yeah, I can agree with that. I thought this would at least have been close. Like, I thought she would at least get 3 swing states. It's not over. Everybody betray me. I'm fed up with this world. It's over. Shocking as 2016. I think it's more shocking because Trump had so much more to overcome, and he overcame it more impressively. Like, at least Hillary won the plurality of votes. Trump only won the electoral college. He's going to win both in a landslide. I just can't believe they would vote him back. I can't against her. Nah, Trump had it in the bag like a Barclay TD. As a European, I can only hope this is a wake-up call for us to become less dependent on the U.S. Yep, hopefully it should be. This was meant to be. Him making so many podcast appearances was the biggest indicator. We'll live. Hillary Clinton is going to call Kamala tomorrow morning like strings don't like stings, doesn't it? Okay. I almost messed up your line. I'm surprised with how terribly Kamala is doing. Nobody thought that, LOL. Are you still vegetarian? Yes. Hoping for a last minute win. Yeah. I know I kind of saw the road building up to this. You're fired. Excited for tomorrow's video. Yep. All right, guys, I'm going to wrap it up here. Thank you guys so much. I can't believe that I had almost the whole video was over 100 of you watching this at the same time. Unbelievable for a video that I didn't even announce. And I was curious to see if more than 10 people would show up. Wow, what a fascinating night. And it's going to be one of the more historic nights in recent history in America. But hey, Elon won, Russia won, Putin won, Trump won. And it wasn't even close. Shocked as most of you are when you said how, not close this was. But I can't be surprised this happened. I can't. I never, ever, except briefly when Harris came on, I said, I can't believe Trump is going to lose until I see it, or Harris is going to win until I see it. Anyway, thank you guys. Have a good night. I'm going to take this stupid Democratic Party shirt off and go to bed. That is all.